Hello and welcome everyone. Thought I'd come on a few minutes early because I'm ready and I see a lot of us dealing with here in the United States. I don't know what it's like in other countries. Tax season is upon us. Tax hell. I actually met with our tax accountant last week. That's one reason why I didn't make a video last week. I was getting all that craziness together. But yeah, it's still not done. I found there's a few loose issues, but I'm glad to see Fu, you didn't have to give 10,000 to the agricultural subsidies and cheese and dairy subsidies of the United States government. Hopefully you're not going to jail there, Fu. I learned I've just been learning about how to contribute to my IRA, my Roth IRA, and it's kind of difficult when you're self-employed to know like how much you can put in, because like you don't have you don't know what your like income's going to be until it's you go to your tax account and they put in all the expenses and you finally get a net income at the end. So I put in a little too much. I've never done that before, so I've been like trying to figure out what to do, how to move it to another year or recharacterize it as a non-Roth IRA. Anyway, it's crazy, boring all you younger people. But you should think about this stuff, guys, when you're younger, funding your retirement accounts. It might not seem like a big deal when you're 22, but when you're 52 or 62, you'll be glad that you did. So anyway, yeah, I've been dealing with a bunch of nonsense too. In fact, that's what I was doing before I went on. I was on the phone with my broker to see what my options were. Then I read the forums and actually went to the IRS site to really read, is that the word? Read with a lot of detail, some of the fine print, really get down there and understand some difficult concepts. I guess they're not difficult if you're like a IRS tax accountant type person, but these are weird things for me. Anyway, I know a lot more today than I did when I woke up about how Roth IRA contributions work if you're self-employed. So boring stuff, nothing to do with veganism, but yeah, it's something where a lot of us are dealing with right now. So what's necessary? Even the third-party payment website is a nightmare. Well, I don't have to use a third party. You're talking about like to pay. I think I'm just gonna write checks to the IRS. That's how I've done it in the past. I'll have to do some estimated taxes as well. I think I'll just write checks, but I'll figure out what's going on. See what I'm gonna do this year. I didn't have to write any checks last 2023, so it's my first time in a few years having to whip out the checkbook to pay the gov. Anyway, I got a haircut finally. I did that earlier this week. I went to the gym Tuesday to hopefully play some basketball or at least do a workout. I got there and saw there's a big sign on the basketball court door and big ladders, court closed Tuesday and Wednesday. It's like, oh, well, I went home immediately and then say, hey, I have a free afternoon. Let me see if I can squeeze in there and get a haircut. And they had an opening for me. All worked out. So I think she cut a little too much off the front. I showed her some reference pics and she got the shape right, but it's like, I have such a high forehead, so she cut a little too off the front, but it's all good. It'll grow back, look cool in a couple weeks or so. Anyway, yeah, I'm just glad I'm at an age where I still can go get my haircut, Hey Bob, no, I don't think we're gonna talk about taxes much this live stream. So I just thought I saw, since I was dealing with it, literally, that's what I was dealing with for the past hour or so before I came on. Besides getting my live stream set up ready, I was totally online, reading a bunch of stuff, going through my return, reading a bunch of IRS stuff, Googling some of my problems, see what the consensus is. Instead of finding some shirtless finance influencer on TikTok, I read through, some more trustworthy sources than that. You don't have to ever pay taxes again. There's no law requiring you to pay taxes. But there's that kind of person. I didn't want to get my advice from someone like that, someone who doesn't believe that, whatever. Anyway, don't follow conspiracy theorists in any factor of life. As much as I would love to not have to pay taxes, I'm sure all of us would love that. But anyway, you got yours done, Sarah. Thankfully, taxes are done. Filed, signed, paid. Great. That's always a good feeling. Not the paid part, but the done part. The paid part sometimes has to be a part of the, done, the being done. But I know what you're saying, but I haven't signed mine yet. I still have to talk to my accountant, let her know the situation I'm in. She knows I have a situation with an overpayment on Myra, so I have to ask her, do you want to wait for me to finally actually do this before we sign the I's and dot the T's and all that? Or anyway, we'll figure that out. So yeah, I'm just going to be, unfortunately for me, Sarah, a little longer before I can get a glass of wine and toast it with Angie and say done. You know, I thought we were there, but with the my little mistake, you know, it's going to be a little, maybe I can get it done next week. That's a goal. Maybe next week I'll be able to toast a glass of wine and say done. Sarah, you'll write checks next year. Just thought you try to pay online. You have to pay quarterlies too. Yeah, I got to pay quarterlies this time too. I said I'll just write checks if that's still something that goes on, because I didn't do it last year. I don't think things have changed that much. I don't think it's all electronic now. We'll see. We'll see what's going on. You like the shorter hair? Awesome. I was hoping it'd be a little bit longer in the front, but it's cool. It grows, you know, despite what the haters say. My hair goes crazy. It grows fast, crazy fast. You know, they say, you know, vegans don't grow hair or something like that. You know, I don't know where they get these ideas from. Nope. Mine grows super fast, and it will be long again soon. Anyway, Foo, your screen is black? What? What? Just refresh your browser or device there, Foo. You see me now? Okay, cool. Yeah, it's cool. You like the new short hair, guys? It was getting long. I knew I needed a haircut. Usually I go about 3 months to almost exactly 3 months till I get to the point where I start going a little nutty. Like, my hair is really bugging the F out of me. So, that's why I go. I don't go to to get a cool cut or anything like that. It gets to the point where I just hate how it's looking. I'll try different things. It doesn't work anymore. Even though I like it when it grows out, it just doesn't look good on me anymore. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the kind of cut, or I'm older now. But anyway, hey, I changed the images here. Vegan Metalhead became a member. Maybe you guys are asking why I don't have that dumb zombie, that walking fast zombie thing. I said that was like the default image. So I remembered finally to go through today and change some of the images that go along with our live stream here. So you can saw one of mine there. I made the change today to the avocado. You got an 80s haircut today, Foo? Awesome. Wow, I didn't know you could still get an 80s haircut. Wow. Anyway, my hair reminds you of Vegan Zombie? Did he finally cut his hair? Let me know. I thought he was never going to cut that long mane of his, and he didn't. Let me know. I thought he said it was doing good last time I checked. He said it was long and thick and stuff, which is great. Mine didn't start getting thinner until like my mid 40s or so. So he still has a few good years probably of some long. He still has long hair. Cool. Yeah, he could probably still keep it long for at least another 5, 6, maybe 10 years, you know. I didn't really cut mine until maybe I turned around 50ish or so, somewhere in that ballpark, you know. So he could probably keep it going at least as long as that. Uncle, you're going to cut about 3 feet of your hair soon? I didn't know you had 3 feet of hair on you, Uncle. So you guys, now you know. My uncle, Angie's uncle, technically, my uncle too. Uncle's a hippie. 3 foot long hair. He's older than I am. Awesome. Hey, Vegan Metalhead. Cool. All right, our first donation today with the new graphic. I think, what did we have before? We had, what was it before? The cat, that weird cat with the ears and stuff. So thanks, Metalhead. You said your hair is shaved on top and sides and back is left alone. So is that like a mullet, Metalhead? Let me know. You have a long ponytail. Yeah, I remember you had a ponytail. Yeah, it doesn't look hippie or anything. I'm just joking around because you said you had 3 feet. Oh, you said not Vegan Zombie didn't look like my hair. You said the zombie caption guy. Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about. Hey, V-Lam. Awesome. Good to see V. Hey, I've been thinking about you, V. We've been watching a show on Amazon Prime. You've probably heard of it. Expats, is that the name of it? It has like Nicole Kidman, and it's all filmed pretty much all in Hong Kong. So yeah, I'm just saying, wow, Hong Kong. I've never been there. I've only seen it in images and movies and videos, and man, the place is crazy, like just crowded and tall and wow. But anyway, that's where V's at. So thanks for being here with us, V. I know it's a morning for you guys out there, and it's Saturday already too for y'all. Daria from Ukraine. Whoa, even difficult times we promote veganism in our country. Thank you for your inspiration. Well, Daria, keep hanging tough out there in Ukraine. You know, you got my whatever little power I have in this country, you've got my support there. You don't have the right to be taken over by another country that wants to take you over. And their justification is so crap. It's like, oh, well, Ukraine was once part of Russia. Well, that's horrible justification, because every country was once part of another country. You know, I mean, the United States was once part of Mexico. So does Mexico have the right to invade us? And hey, the same thing that Putin said, hey, Ukraine was once part of Russia, so here I am. United States once part of Mexico, so we got free dibs. Who can complain, right? That's like an airtight reason. So we're totally with you here. At least I am. I don't know about Bob or anything, but I'm totally with you. I don't believe in what's going on there, what Russia's trying to do. Just, hey, we're going to take them over because we just think we can. And, oh, yeah, they used to be part of us, so it makes it totally cool. I remember in the 90s in the Gulf War, Saddam Hussein said the exact same thing when he invaded Kuwait. He said, hey, we're just reuniting Kuwait with the larger homeland. Well, did you ask Kuwait what they thought about that? How can you just decide unilaterally for everyone, for both sides, that your plan is the one you're going to implement, and you're going to do it without warning and start killing people to do it? If you really want to unify the two countries together, there's a peaceful way to do it, instead of like marching in and killing and raping a bunch of people. Anyway, don't make this a political thing, though. Just saying, I support human rights and the right of countries to remain sovereign and not be taken over by some asshole bully sociopath next door to you. Yeah, Fritz. Yeah, the USA was once part of First Nations, so all the First Nations have, hey, we're just going to take it over. We're just going to come in and just, take you guys over, Screw you guys. It was our place first. See how that line of reasoning just sucks. I can't believe how anyone actually buys it. How can someone hear that argument and go, oh, that makes so much sense? Yeah, like, no, how stupid or brainwashed must you be? Oh, you saw my evil avocado there, VLAN? That's going to be our new image, at least for a right. Jim, happy, healthy vegan. Do I support LGBTQ? Well, I added the Q because you didn't have that. Like, what do you think? Do you think I'm someone who's against LGBTQ rights? What do you think? Just kind of curious where you think I stand on that. Do I give off the vibe that I'm against, like, equality and rights and, marriage equality for all? What do you think? Do I have that vibe? If so, I apologize if I come across as I might have some kind of like fascist, authoritarian, rights restricting type, because I'm not. You guys know I believe in equal rights because we're all the same. I don't care what nation you're from, what your sexual orientation is from. Is not from is. We're all first class citizens here, and across the world too. So, Foo, I'm not sure what the bot did to you, Foo Man, but yeah, I have every right to tell our chat bot to go to hell. Let's see. V, you remember that show stirred up something about some controversy back then? The one about Hong Kong I was talking about with Nicole Kidman, something about COVID restriction? Is it that old? It's been out that long? I thought it was newer than that, than like 2020. Maybe I'm totally out of it. Are we talking about the same show? I was under the impression it was kind of new, like maybe it came out in the past few months or at least year or something. I don't know. I'm not a big like TV expert or anything like that. Yeah, Foo, you can talk smack about our chat bot restricting you there. That's totally cool. I'd be pissed too. But don't take it too personally, because our bot is not a person, so it will have no emotional reaction to anything you say. It's even dumber than something like, say, ChatGPT or something. Yo, Robert Bird from Australia, welcome. And I see a few others of our happy fam have popped on, like Fritz and Nikki And who else did I just see there? And AJ, aloha to AJ. I want to mention, now that I have a lot of the happy fam here too, that you guys probably saw Angie sent out a message to you guys, our channel members, on the community tab, asking about when would be a great time or a good time for a Angie and Ryan live stream, probably from this room with you guys. And Sunday seemed to be overwhelming, like thumbs up. And we'll probably do it earlier on Sunday. Like right now it's 6. So I'm thinking maybe like 2 on Sunday. So whatever time it is now, subtract 4 hours about, and 4 hours and 10 minutes. And that's the time we're thinking of. So if you guys can make it, cool. I remember Sarah, I thought you said you had something later on that day or night. So yeah, if we do it at 2, hang out for a little bit. I don't think we'll be on that long. But I say that all the time, like an hour, hour and a half tops, something like that. Jim, I said yes. Yes, I believe any 2 consenting adults should have the right to have a relationship, and if they choose to pursue a marriage or domestic partnership, or if they get the same rights and benefits and tax breaks and all the other, like I thought there's like literally like several hundred benefits like you get as a married joined couple than just 2 individuals that don't have that legal binding thing. Because that's what, when you get a marriage certificate, it doesn't say anything about God, Jesus on the, it's a business contract. You're making some kind of new kind of partnership with the government or something like that. I remember reading it briefly on the day I got married. I didn't spend too much time on it, obviously, but it's a legal business form. So no, yeah, I believe if there are rights that opposite sex couples can get benefits, like there's many tax benefits and such, health benefits like healthcare benefits. Yeah, why should gender be a barrier there? You know, the benefits should go to anyone who's just make any like distinction there. So yeah, support it all. Okay, you'll miss most of Sunday. We hope to make to the next Happy Fam stream. Yeah, come as little or as not or as none as you can, Sarah. Whatever you can do. But we are going to try to make it a little earlier than normal. I tell you, 2 Pacific. Well, I know what I know that quote because as I said many times, I'm like as Gen Z as possible. You know, as hardcore as they get. Yeah, I love my dead gay son. Heathers. If you've never seen Heathers, check that out. Another Gen Z, not Gen Z, Gen X. Why did I say Gen Z? Am I that tired? Veganism must be debunked. I'm as Gen X as they get. I'm not as Gen Z. No, I think Gen X's relate more to Gen Z in some regards than we do, like, say, to like boomers or even maybe millennials perhaps. But yeah, but that was a slip though. I am Gen X as they come, man. Check out Heather's big time Gen X movie. Okay, that sounds cool with you, Robert. Okay, most of you can come. I saw "Come As You Are," another hardcore Gen X song. I said I was born the same year as Kurt Cobain. I don't know how you can get more Gen X than that. Yeah. Veganism debunked. Your hair is running away from you. A lot of things can debunk veganism. What's that, Jim? So if I can ask a question, is anything offensive or gross? You asked a couple of questions there that were not vegan related. I told you my full support for LGBTQ equality and rights, and you got that. All right, cool. Let's move on there. Nothingness, just gifted 1 membership. Oh God, Bob got it. Hey Bob, are you going to come to the members only live stream on Sunday, Bob? Oh boy. Hackers. But thanks for gifting the memberships. Nothingness. Nonetheless, Nothingness. Thank you for the gifting, and it went to Bob. So Bob is acting like he's stoked about it. Yeah, of all the people, huh? It could have gone to Jim, I guess. Hey, Red. I know it's the 3rd time he's won that. I know. What are the odds of that? Bob, if you come to the members only live stream, I'm just telling you now, no bullshit, okay? Don't bring up whatever the stuff you normally try to bring up to be divisive and provocative. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to refer to anything specifically. I know sometimes you like to play dumb, but I know you have the intelligence to know what you're doing. You're just not like blabbering things randomly. You know what's going on, what kind of intentions you have. So I'm just asking you kindly, zero tolerance for that on Sunday. When Angie's here, we have zero tolerance, zero. When Angie's not here, we have a little more tolerance. Not full tolerance, but a little bit more. But when Angie's here, zero, nada, nil, nothingness. Anyway. All right, Jim, thanks for playing. All right, I'm going to time Jim out. What do you think, Jim? What kind of nonsense questions are? So you try to rope me in with a softball question. Then you try to ask something like, what do you think? What do you think? Why would I support like something that's immoral and a felony? Anyway, whew. You might be in church, Bob. So yeah, a few people are pleased with that notion that you might be in church. Yeah, Peter, yeah, good to see you. I was just saying, yeah, the members only live stream looks like somewhere around 2-ish on Sunday. So maybe it'll be 1, maybe it'll be 3, but 2, around 2 Pacific Standard Time. We'll let you know, obviously, but Angie and I were just talking about it today. We don't want to do it very late in the day like today. We want to do it a little earlier in case some of our European, I don't know if we have any. Do we have any European channel members right now? If so, let me know. Maybe we don't have to take that into consideration because I know our normal Friday live stream time, what we're doing right now, is not the most European friendly. But I know it's Asia friendly because we have people in Australia and Asia, that side of the world. But the Europe side, you guys should all be asleep right now. Hey AJ, Z-Box 7 Zilch. Yeah, that's another synonym for absolutely no zero. Yeah, we were wondering the same thing. So Bob goes to church in the afternoon? Because unless Bob is in Hawaii, which I really doubt, then Bob might be able to go to church in the morning if we have a 2 p.m. Pacific live stream. But I really doubt Bob is based in the Hawaiian Islands. Do I take cold showers, V? Why do you want to know that? Or is that a joke? But no, I definitely don't take cold showers. I'll often at night, especially my feet feel kind of dirty if I've been walking around barefoot, I'll squirt my feet off in the tub with cold water, but that's about it. Quania, you want to tell us how you eat a diet of intentionally killing animals? You eat like the flesh or products of animals, and you want to explain to us how it's vegan? No, I don't even want to go down that road. No, let's just go straight to why we don't want to go down that road. Let's go to. First of all, why is it so hard to understand what veganism is? You're putting it in like you're some kind of diet or something. Veganism is not a diet. It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. Therefore, if veganism is a diet, veganism is a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. Therefore, if you are intentionally requiring animals to be killed for you, such as, hey, I will buy this dead animal here. I need to eat this dead. That's not vegan. If that's not that, you're intentionally supporting intentional killing of an animal. It's engaged in commerce. People raise an animal, they breed it into existence, it spends its whole life in exploitation, and then all this is intentional. There's no accidental harm here. This is all intentional. Then it's intentionally led to a slaughterhouse where it's intentionally killed, throat slit, and then processed. These are intentional things. No, veganism is against all of that. So if you're willfully engaged in that, I don't care how nice it is, if you treat the animals really nice and you eat a lot of beans and wheat or whatever you said, you're still not vegan. If you're totally cool with animals being slaughtered for you, and not only cool with it, you actually are so cool with it, you joyfully, willingly choose to eat them, I don't see how any mental gymnastics, you can hire the best lawyer in the world using the best logic in the universe, they still couldn't put this square peg into a round hole. It doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit in there. I'm sorry, it doesn't fit. Anyway. Let's see, Peter, did you see the video, video you sent? It basically proves that Baker has no idea if his diet is even healthy or not. No, I didn't see that. I knew are you talking about that debate between him and Dr. Garth Davis? Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch it yet. He said it was pretty long. And he said Baker is actually kind of like civil. You know, he's expecting a complete barbarian freak, and he turned out to be kind of civil. And he said even kind of subtle in his details and stuff like that, which blew my mind. I didn't know that was possible. Let's see. Anyway, channel rules. Who's going to break the channel rules? Let's see. It's Peter's birthday? Where did I miss that at? Wow, you've been doing cold showers, V? I wasn't sure if you were serious or not about that, but no, not for me. But if you're enjoying cold showers, awesome. I mean, you live in a much warmer climate than I do too, like more tropical. So I could imagine, you know, if it's like, you know, warm most of the year, cold showers would probably be really cool and invigorating. But right now, the coldest time of the year for us here in California, hell no. That said, I'm sure some people love it, you know, but I'm not one of those people. So anyway, yeah, if you're loving it, be awesome. Totally cool. Let's see. No, today's your birthday, Peter. Awesome. Happy birthday to Peter. Happy birthday to Peter. Happy birthday, dear Peter, our moderator. Happy birthday to Peter. Awesome, Peter. Woohoo. Hey, today's your birthday. You're supposed to be out for dinner with someone, but that was canceled. I'm still having a big birthday party tomorrow. Okay, well, Saturday. That will be your big day to celebrate your birthday. You know, I guess today's your actual birthday, right? And then celebrate it tomorrow. Yeah, sometimes it works out that way. Just go for it tomorrow. Yeah, you're celebrating with us tonight. Think about it like this. You are giving us the gift of being with us tonight, Peter. And we could celebrate your birthday together here on YouTube. Let's see. Nikki said, yep, he said there are no long-term studies supporting carnivore. None of them seem to care. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it just, you know, like, why would people want to study it? You know, it just, on the face of it, it just seems so absurd. Like, I can't imagine researchers actually raising enough funds to do the study. And then when you do studies on human beings, like real flesh and blood humans, I know this because before I majored in philosophy, I was majoring in research psychology, experimental psychology. And there's this thing called the ethics board. Whenever you want to get, like, you know, especially a health study like this on humans, there's an ethics board that you need to get their approval of. And if they find it too absurd or dangerous, they won't let you do it. So you're saying, oh, we're going to study people that are going to eat nothing but meat. I think you'd have a lot of ethics boards, assuming you're doing it in a university setting, as much research is done. You probably have a hell of a time getting them to go with that. So anyway, he completely disregards the mountain of evidence on unprocessed red meat, though. I mean, of course he's gonna. I mean, that's how he makes his money. He makes his living by telling people to just ignore all that stuff, cholesterol. Don't worry about that. You know, the science. Don't worry about that. Just eat the meat, and you're gonna be like super human and never die and be really cool and stuff. You know, whatevs. It's kind of like the non-vegan equivalent of that raw vegan revolution dude, you know, it says he can cure, he's confident, he knows from the deepest parts of his soul, and I'm quoting him too, I'm not making fun of him. Well, I'm making fun of him, but I'm quoting him and making fun of him. I know from the deepest hearts of my soul that a raw vegan diet can cure every disease known to man. I'm quoting him verbatim there. Every disease known to man. It's like the same grifting nonsense, grifters, non-evidence-based stuff Just run when you hear people think they found the secret to the universe and they have it. They're so lucky. We're all trying to get through this life, and there's all these scientists and researchers and really smart people. They haven't figured out, but it's just some weird guy on the internet happened to figure it all out, and they have the answer. And as long as you give them $250 every week or month for their secret courses that unlock your human potential and infinite lifespan, yeah, it would have. Whatevs. Yeah, good point, V. Yeah, it's unethical to advocate for something know so little about, but how does that stop any grifter, right? They don't care about ethics, and even they don't know about a lot of shit either, right? They just pretend they do, or they're fully Dunning-Kruger examples, So anyway, yeah. Let's see. So Kwani says there's no what's a super centurion? So you're saying no vegans live past 100? Let's just look up let's see. Well, considering veganism's only been around since 1940 basically. There wouldn't be enough time for a vegan to live to be 100, right? Say someone went vegan at birth at 1940, they'd be 60, 70, 84 years old right now, 83 years old or something. But let's see if there's any, what do they call the first day Adventists? Or seventh day, first day, seventh day. Yeah, first day is not the best day. Seventh day is the best one. That's the day of rest, right? Seventh day Adventists, centenarians, that's it. Okay. Let's see if we have anything here about centenarians. Okay, it says they live about a decade longer than the average U.S. population. Right here, in 2021, Lola, Grandma Francisca, who recently celebrated her 124th birthday, is a faithful Seventh-day Adventist. I don't know if she's a vegan or veterinarian, or a vegan or vegetarian or non-vegan one, but the point is, look, veganism is not about let's look what veganism is again. I think Kwani thinks veganism is like a health movement or something like that. And it's not. It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. This says nothing in here. And we are devoted to the pursuit of longevity. No, that's something totally different. The reason why I went vegan was not to live to be 100 or 124. Nothing of the sort. I went vegan because I saw it was absolutely wrong and cruel for animals to be killed for me when I could just eat plants and just leave the freaking animals be. Let them live. Or at least don't breed them into existence to have a life of exploitation and eventually slaughter. Don't do that. Don't be cruel and just eat plants. It turns out, though, veganism isn't unhealthy or something like that. It says, here, well-planned, sensible vegan diet is nutritionally adequate for all people in all stages of life. And if we go back to the Seventh-day Adventists that I was talking about, they live on average 11 years longer than your average North Americans. And if we break their cohort down, the cohort meaning the Seventh-day Adventists, the vegans and vegetarians have longer lifespans than the meat-eating ones. So Kwani's claim or assertion that meat eaters live the longest, again, veganism's only been around since the 1940s, so we don't have any 100-year-old vegans yet from birth or anything like that. But furthermore, the data already shows within a cohort of similar people following a similar lifestyle, similar healthy lifestyle, the vegan and vegetarian ones are living as long as, if not longer, than the meat-eating Seventh-day Adventists. So there you go, Kwani. That's all you need to know. Veganism is healthy, and within a same cohort of Seventh-day Adventists, the vegans are doing really, really well amongst a group that's doing way, way better. An extra decade of life. Think about that. An extra decade of life. That's a huge amount of years. And it's not just a decade like being like invalid or something like that in a hospice or whatever. It's like, living, like doing stuff, exercise, and healthy living, generally speaking. Yeah, sure, there's exceptions, of course, but generally speaking, 10, 11, on average, healthy years, and longer if you're not one of the meat eaters. Do we need AJ to moderate tonight? What's going on? Is there a need? I've said I'd have someone else moderate if we need to. Is there as I was rambling on there, guys? Was there weird stuff going on? Let me know what. But yeah, I wouldn't mind AJ. I don't want AJ to have to moderate. AJ's like our number one supporter. I don't want to make her do any extra work. We got Peter, we got Uncle. Sometimes Tracy's on, and I'm moderating too. Unless you look at moderator as like what's I'm looking at, like a reward. I see it almost like a penalty or something. It's like extra work you got to do, unpaid work. I have said if I saw cause on it, like maybe a night Uncle wasn't here, he's sick, Peter's off, doing something, celebrating his birthday or doing some activism, and I didn't have anyone else, yeah, I would ask one of you guys like AJ to help out for that night, but I wouldn't want to impose on AJ. I know AJ would be an awesome mod. I agree. AJ, Sarah, Dr. Bear, you guys would be awesome mods, even though I haven't seen Dr. Bear tonight if you're watching later. But I just don't want to I don't want to what's the word I'm looking? I don't want to ask you guys to do anything like that for me. It's like, I don't want to make you guys work for me or anything. Like, I just appreciate you guys being here, and I appreciate you guys willingness to do that. So let me LJ, yeah, I see you would, and if I see the need, is there a need tonight? Do we have, are there some like rascals and trolls in the comments that I haven't seen? So let me see. I saw something about a raw vegan something other. Ask simply, what was this dude has against being a raw vegan? Leroy, what do you mean? What do you mean I have something against being a raw vegan? Can you be specific? What that's your charge, that's your claim. What do you mean? Can you give me an example of how I'm against being a raw vegan? Just let me know. Let me know what you're talking about, Leroy. What do you believe about me, or what example can you cite of me being against raw vegans, like they're the enemy and I hate them or something like that? So I did call out one particular raw vegan for being a complete grifter, because he said he believes from the deepest part of his heart that a raw vegan diet can cure every disease known to man, and that's a bunch of bullshit. I don't care if a raw vegan said that, or a carnivore said that, or someone who ate exactly like I ate said that, because it's bullshit either way. None of that is true. Well, what do you mean? Like what part? Yeah, I disagree with dogma like that, Leroy. Like I said, it's not a raw vegan thing. If it came from a carnivore, if it came from someone that ate like myself, or a raw vegan, if they made up some bull crap like that or a diet of some kind cures every disease known to man, well, that's bullshit. There's no scientific evidence to support that. So yeah, I'm against all grifters equally, Leroy. So yeah, if you have another example from, hey, produce not pills. Good to see you. Thank you for the super chat tip there, produce. Let me see your question here. I heard it get read, but I didn't hear it because my speakers are not that loud right now. Let's see. Do I think dating a non-vegan is technically unethical? Let's see. I mean, how can a vegan date a non-vegan when they know what their partner is doing? It would upset me. Thoughts? How do you think vegans are okay with dating non-vegans? Well, I want to say, thank God Angie didn't think that way when she met me, because she was vegetarian and I wasn't. But she knew there was hope for me, because she knew I tried vegetarianism in the past. It didn't fail me. I was living at home with my mom, and it's only so much I could do. But anyway, if you think there's hope for your partner, I say go for it. There might be some rough times in between, but if you think there's some hope of them ever, you should just can you get a feel if you think they're even open to the idea of someday being vegan or vegetarian or whatever? It's like, You know, you can kind of get a feel. Some people, that's just like sissy food. You know, only soy boys eat that crap, and it's some kind of Bill Gates communist conspiracy, and the George Soros and Taylor Swift, you know, they go off on that kind of crap. Okay, yeah, there's probably no hope, you know, but if like Angie saw me, it's like, oh, I tried it. Yeah, I went to a Grateful Dead concert, and after the concert was over, the Hare Krishnas were there giving out free vegan or vegetarian food. Most of it was vegan. I don't remember anything with dairy off the top of my head. It was a long time ago, though. Was in the 1990s. Anyway, I loved it, and then I tried making the stuff at home. I went to the Hare Krishna restaurant in Los Angeles and loved it, and Laguna Beach when they had it there too. So if you think there's hope, Angie saw, okay, he's cool with it. He has no like toxic masculine predisposed thing of being against that sort of thing. You know, I didn't identify my manliness in eating dead animals or something like that. So if you see there's hope, produce, I say pursue it, you know. But if you think the person's already closed off to it, you know, and you don't perceive that there's any hope for them to change because they're so stubborn or whatever, or closed-minded, then yeah, you might wonder if it's worth pursuing or not. So that's my nuanced answer for you. It's not 100% yes or no. I would say thank God Angie didn't do that. My voice overlapped with the TTS. What's the TTS? Was that the text to speech? Yeah, duh. I'm slow today. The gym will do that to me. Angie converted me. She did. And then I'm kind of the one that really made the push into veganism, you know? So anyway, it's all good. AJ, thanks for the whack-a-troll fun. Thank you, AJ. And speaking of whack-a-trolls, guys, are we having a plethora of trolls tonight? Because I've been rambling a lot, you know, answering questions in a more long-winded way than maybe I need to. Let's see what VLAM says about it. Technically, dating a non-vegan person is not going to increase the demand for animals to be exploited. Yeah, the net sum of harm is going to be exactly the same, right? Maybe even less because you'll have an influence on him or her. So I wouldn't say it's unethical, but V and most of us would struggle to connect in a deep level with a person who you see just willingly, I'm going to eat this dead animal, and not think twice about what that really means. So yeah. Yeah, Ryan is being slow. Yep, veganism debunked tonight. Ryan's being really slow. Okay, trolls have mellowed in the last couple minutes. They've settled down. So have you guys been, Uncle and Peter, have you guys been dealing with the trolls? Let me know what's been going on, because people are saying it's better now. Did you guys do something? But I wasn't really seeing much of it. I saw that Raw guy that was mad at me that I disagreed with Raw non-evidence-based dogma, but like I said, I disagree with any kind of non-evidence-based diet dogma. I don't care if it's raw or cooked or carnivore or keto or Mediterranean. Yeah, it's nothing against raw in particular, but it just so happens that there seems to be a higher proportion of raw gurus who spew non-evidence-based dogma, just like carnivore, you know? Anyway, you guys been dealing with them, Uncle and Peter. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Thank you, my moderators. And yeah, if we see a need for extra moderators, like say like a night Uncle is out, he's on a date or something like that, Peter's out celebrating, activizing, you know, I'll ask one of you guys, one of our longtime viewers, to hop on and moderate for a night, but I don't want to put you through it on a weekly basis or anything like that. It's just, not that I don't want to share or anything like that. I just don't want to make it feel like you guys are all working for me. You know, I feel grateful enough. What I'm trying to say is that you're here with me, and I don't want to take advantage of that and give you any additional responsibilities that, you know, you might, maybe this is too much, or I don't want to deal with that or anything like that, you know. Anyway. Bob's getting himself anorexia. If that's what Bob wants to do, if Bob thinks veganism is some recipe for losing weight, hey, you can lose weight on any diet, Bob. Just don't eat, you know? Anyway. So, yeah, AJ, Bob, no one is telling you to starve yourself. Again, let's look at the definition of veganism here. Oops, wrong one here. Wrong browser tab, I should say. Let's take a look at say the definition of veganism. Says nothing in here that if you're vegan, you are concerned with starving yourself, or at the very least, eating in a caloric deficit so that one loses weight. And no, it has nothing to do with that. I mean, you can eat plants in a caloric deficit. You can eat plants and animals in a caloric deficit. So I'm glad if you're in a caloric deficit, Bob, or anyone, I'm glad you're doing it with plants rather than eating just fewer animals. Just eat fewer plants. If you really have to cut the calories, just cut it from plants. At least you're not killing animals. So I'm cool with that. You know, if Bob wants to starve himself on a plant-based diet, kudos. Good for you, Bob. You're not killing animals. But please, if you have some kind of health issue, like you said earlier, like you didn't have enough energy, protein deficiency, I know you're probably joking. You don't get protein deficient in like 3 weeks of eating plants, for God's sake, or else I'd be dead. But anyway, just don't blame it on plant-based dieting. Oh yeah, blame it on plant-based dieting. And the operative word there is dieting. Intentionally eating fewer calories than what your body requires so that you're in caloric deficit. That's nothing to do with veganism. Blame it on caloric deficits. Don't blame it on plants. You could be in a caloric deficit on any diet, but I'm glad you're doing it with plants because you're not killing animals at least. Austin Disciple, veganism is an agenda. Oh, you've wet my whistle there, Austin Disciple. Please tell me more. What is the agenda? And I want to know because I'm a vegan. I've never been handed some kind of agenda from anyone. How did you get word of this agenda when I haven't? I've been vegan since 2010. You know, you're probably not even born too much before 2010, maybe, right? So how did you become so fortunate and get a hold of this agenda? And please share it with us because a lot of people don't know what veganism is. So I will share it with you again. Where'd you go, Mr. Disciple? Is he still here or did he get blocked? Did you guys block him? Because he looked fun. Let me look over here. Did one of you guys time him out? Did you guys time out the veganism is an agenda? Oh, there you are. No, I'm not trying to insult people. Well, how is it saying that you're young isn't insulting? You know, I just said you were probably not born too much before. Anyway, you people. See, you're the one that's insulting. It's funny how you always try to indirectly insult people. No, I just asked you a question. Let's just start off on a fresh thing here, Austin, okay? Please. Explain to me, give me an example of what you mean how veganism is an agenda. I'm listening. All right, we're going to listen to Austin Disciple tell us how veganism is an agenda. I'm curious. I'm very curious. So I'm not going to insult you. I apologize if anything I said was taken as an insult. My bad. I'm that much of a man to admit what I said could have been interpreted as an insult. I'm just saying I've been vegan since 2010. You know, you probably didn't get on the internet too much before then. Probably you're pretty, you know what I'm saying? I've been here all this time. I've never got this word that veganism is agenda. I'm just kind of incredulous as to how you, who are probably much younger than I am and been not following vegan information, social media content like I have for the past 13 and a half years, how you got hold of this information that veganism is an agenda. That was my claim, or the thing I said. If you took that as an insult, I apologize, Austin Disciple. All right, are we cool with my apology? It's sincere. All right, so we're waiting. Can we ban that lol guy? I think he's that guy that just comes back every one. He comes like, he took a few months off, but he comes back and asks stupid stuff. We ban him. And now if he comes back again, moderators, just, I don't know if you've been timing him out. You could time him out for 24 hours. Why'd you, every time he comes back, time him out for 24 hours? Because he often creates a new account, a new Google YouTube account and comes back. And that takes a few minutes, but we can hit ban instantaneously. We're going to win that war. You know, 1 second versus 1 minute. We're going to win that all the time. So I give our moderators full permission. Nothingness gifted Chris Murphy a membership. Awesome. Thank you, Nothingness. We got it to someone other than Bob this time. Good job. Thanks. I hope you appreciate Chris. All right, here's Austin. Okay, Austin Disciple. You're right, man. I really don't want to sound hostile. I was plant-based for 2 years. I genuinely think it's an agenda and a very new topic. And Bill Gates. Well, you know that Bill Gates is not vegan. You are aware of that, right? He's made some investments into plant-based meats, but he's made some investments into non-plant-based meats, some meat-based meats, some animal-based meats as well. I mean, I've made investments in plant-based meats by virtue of me having bought shares of Beyond Meat a few years ago, so does that, but still, what is the agenda? You still have not explained how it's an agenda. You brought up Bill Gates, which is always for me a red flag because he's implicated in all sorts of conspiracy theories like COVID vaccines, especially COVID vaccines that have this super high-tech self-powered microchip with an antenna that could transmit these vast distances from within our bodies. It's like a miracle of engineering. Anyway, and now with veganism. So I have a lot of red flags when I see Bill Gates' name invoked in a way that is to debunk something, Anyway, please, you did not explain to me how it's an agenda. I asked you to very clearly what I want to know about is the agenda. Oh, it's about God. Oh. So you're saying veganism. Oh, thanks for subscribing, MR. If you're here right now, say hello to us. So you're saying, okay, let me put you up on here, Austin. All right, so I'm going to put you up on the wall so we can look at what you said all together, and I won't be accused of taking you out of context. So 1 second here. Oops. Wrong one.
I'm going to leave your words on this board for all my classes to enjoy, giving you full.
All right, here are our rules. So know them, learn them, live them. And Austin is saying veganism has something to do with God or something. So do we have any Christians in our live stream right now? Any of you guys believe in God and want to tell Austin how your religious beliefs and your beliefs that animal cruelty and exploitation are wrong are not incompatible beliefs? Any of you guys want to do that so I don't have to do that? I'd love to see what you guys want to say to Austin. And Race Cars, you're the one that bought our book recently. Yeah, it's been a while since our last show. It was about a week or two ago. Ryan, I received your cookbook in the mail last Saturday. I've been really enjoying the recipes. Awesome. Thanks for getting it. Race Car US. Thanks so much. Awesome. Yeah, it's like a food diary of how we've eaten for the past 5 or 6 years. So anyway, Austin thinks veganism is bad or an agenda is only taking us further away from traditional values such as animal cruelty and exploitation. That's a virtue, a human value that's good, that we should be totally on board, thumbs up with animals being unnecessarily exploited and murdered. Do you think that's traditional values? Well, I don't like that. If that's what you consider traditional values, F that. I want nothing to do with a set of values which normalizes and even glorifies animal cruelty and exploitation. God gifted us with the blessing of animals. Yeah, he did. Doesn't mean we should freaking shoot them. It means when I see an animal in nature, I want to hug it. I love it. They're beautiful creatures. We love them, but I don't see why when you see an animal you don't love it. And you just see it as a hamburger, and they should be respected. Yeah, respecting. How do you respect someone and kill someone at the same time? That's it. When I see an animal, I say it's a beautiful creature. I respect it, and I respect someone or an animal by not harming it, by not exploiting it, by not killing it or paying someone to do that. And animal farming is terrible. Anyway. Yeah. You support local farms. So tell me, how is it any better, Austin Disciple, to kill someone who's like near you locally? How is it better for me to kill someone who lives like say next door to me as opposed to someone who lives in another city or country or something like that? How does proximity to where I'm at have anything to do with the morality of taking that person's life? I don't understand how killing an animal right next to you is somehow more ethical, or is ethical, but killing an animal 1,000 miles away is unethical. To me, it's all the same. You're killing a sentient being that doesn't want to die, whether that person is your next door neighbor or your next door neighbor's goat. Neither want to die, and you don't have the right to kill it just because it lives right next door to you. They still kill it in Austin. Most local farms are not what you think. Most local farms don't have the permits to slaughter animals on site. They are often raised locally next door to you and taken to a commercial slaughterhouse or some kind of off-site, not on premises slaughterhouse. But either way, it doesn't matter. You're still killing an animal. How does it make it any better that the animal was like living next door to you and slaughtered next door to you? So you're saying, Austin, if I go and kill someone, I'm not going to do this. If the FBI's watching, I'm not going to do it. So you're saying if I go to like in my neighborhood and find a human or an animal and kill it, as long as it's like on my block, totally cool, right? Thumbs up, moral justification there, just because it's nearby. But if I traveled to another city, like say I drove to San Francisco or Las Vegas and killed someone there, then I should go to jail. That's what I'm hearing from your logic here. As long as you kill someone sufficiently close to where you're at right now, you're good. That doesn't make any sense. And the bottom line is for if anyone thinks being vegan and Christian are incompatible, let me just ask you this. Is there anything, I've asked Bob this before, and he knows I'm right here. Is there anything in the Bible that specifically says in order to enter the kingdom of heaven, because ultimately, what is the goal of the Christian religion? It's to join God in heaven, right? I mean, that's the ultimate one. There's other goals, but that's the big one, right? Is there anything in the Bible that explicitly says in order to enter the gates of heaven, one has to eat dead animals or one can't eat a diet of pure plants? No, it doesn't say that. So there's no incompatibility there. You can still get into heaven and be a plant eater. Yeah, commercial farming is immoral, and same with local farming, Austin. Again, how can you just describe to me how local farming can ethically kill an animal? How does the fact that your animal is nearby, say your animal lives in your backyard, how is that somehow ethical? That seems even worse if it's like your own pet, like you raised a pig. You named it, you pet it, you treat it, then you all of a sudden just go slit its throat. How is that ethical? I mean, if you could use that sort of logic, you can kidnap someone and keep it in your basement, bathe it and treat it really nice, bathe it in olive oil and everything, and brush its hair and his or her hair, and then kill it because you treated it nice and it was really close to you. So those factors I'm making fun of it, but they make no difference. You're still killing someone. You know, they don't care. They're dying. They don't care if they were next door to you or far away. So anyway, let's move on. I think we've answered your question. Unless you can come back, Austin, and tell me how killing someone nearby is morally okay and not okay if they're far away. You have no argument here. Yeah, it sounds like something Jeffrey Dahmer did, huh? Yeah, uncle. Yeah, we're the guardians of animals. Like anti-vegan Christians often bring up the concept of dominion, but if you look up what dominion means to be responsible for, to take care, right? And let me know if I'm wrong, any of my theologians here in the live stream. I'm correct here, right? You know, I don't want to be interpreting Christian theology where I shouldn't be because I'm Buddhist, but I've studied Christian religion a bit, dominion doesn't mean go out and kill someone, like, you know, just taking care, being responsible. Like, say a relative or a friend asked me to watch their children for a night. You know, they want to go out and have adult fun, and I'm going to watch their kids. I have dominion over them. Doesn't mean, oh, great, now I can slaughter them, right? Because that's what dominion means, right? Because we have dominion over the animals. No, it means take care of them, be responsible for them, guide them. So anyway, just want to put that out there. I'm just anticipating Austin might bring up the dominion concept, and yeah, awesome. Don't kill the animals because of dominion, and don't kill the babies that you're babysitting because of dominion. So anyway, Austin, thanks for coming. Sounds like you didn't have any argument as far as veganism being an agenda. So I'm going to respectfully ask you to come back next week if you have another question, or I will allow you to if you want to answer the question about how veganism is an agenda, Austin, I will let you do that. That's the only thing I would like to hear from you tonight. Like I said, if you want to come back next week, cool. And no, I'm not doing this to punish you. I just don't want anyone to monopolize. It's unfair for anyone coming here, especially if they're not a channel member, to assume they can take all our time away from us. And you can't. So anyway, if you want to elaborate on how veganism is an agenda, I would love to hear that. That was your original claim. So if you want to answer that, go for it. And if not, you can come back next week. Well, Johnny Bravo, you'll be on the West Coast again within the next 3 months. Oh, what's going to bring you out here? A work, I imagine, or a vacation of some kind. If you're in the military, yeah, there's all sorts of military, Marines, Navy, all that's out here. AJ Vintage, yeah, I didn't like black-eyed peas when my mom forced me to eat them when I was younger, but either they're an acquired taste and my taste buds have changed because I love them now, or the way Angie prepares them is amazing and the way my mom did just kind of sucked, So I'm not sure which it is, but yeah, Angie just made us some black-eyed peas the other nights, black-eyed peas and kale. I mean, talk about complete peasant food, right? It's like, it's not, veganism is an elitist, privileged diet. Wait, slave food, basically, just like peasant food. It's not like the diet of kings or something like that. It's just like the lowest price food that you can get there, legumes and kale. Anyway, my point is that black-eyed peas, acquired taste, and I wasn't a big fan of them when I was a kid, but I love them now. Let's see. I would love to come to Canada and Victoria, Peter. I would love to. So I don't know when we're going to be able to travel. Like I said, kale is hippie food. Yeah, I call it peasant food or whatever. I like to emphasize when I eat typically, a day in and out food of like the poorest classes throughout history. Yeah, sometimes I'll have something more high-tech and fancy and expensive, for sure. Yeah, I'm not saying I eat the peasant food diet or something like that. I eat, pretty basic stuff. And when I said slave food, I wasn't meaning anything derogatory. I'm saying, just backing up what I said. Just food of like, the not the wealthiest people in the world kind of diet, peasant food. That's what I typically call a lot of the food. Just eat peasant food. I guess that's the gruel that Piers Morgan hates so much. Hey, Ruby Lisa. All right, coming for a combat simulation. Would that be in Camp Pendleton, maybe, in at the Marine base there? Because they have so much land there for all sorts of simulations. They have a beach for like amphibious things, like whatever, assaults, and they have hills and inland heat where it's really hot. So there's all sorts of environments that you can train in there. Leroy, you've been raw vegan the last 5 years and you think it's superior? Well, how is it superior? Because veganism is, let's look at veganism here. It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. As long as you're not eating or consuming animal products, Leroy, you're doing what veganism is. If you think veganism means something more than that, then you're doing something else. I am vegan. I'm not promoting some kind of like anything beyond veganism. It's a stance against animal cruelty. And I know not only am I just like not harming animals, oh, come on, get over here. I'm also doing it in a responsible, healthy way. So it's a win-win. Animals aren't being harmed and exploited, and I'm doing it in a way that my body's getting the nutrients I need. As we've seen from, like, say, the Venice health studies, probably gonna live a long time as if I don't get hit by a bus or something like that. Odds are, you never know. Nothing in life a given slam dunk. Appreciate every day, every moment of life. Hey, Neuron John. Yeah, Peter, I wonder if that's what our raw friend here is asking. Peter is saying, so if he eats some steamed broccoli, then he's not as good as a raw vegan? Because that kind of makes it sound like, because you're saying I have something against raw vegans. I know you said that earlier, but it makes it sound like you have something against people who aren't raw vegans. Like, are us who steam our broccoli, are we somehow lesser people than the raw vegans? I want to understand your point of view, Leroy. So let us know, yeah, people like me and Peter who will actually be heretics and steam our broccoli. Are we somehow lesser? Are we down lower? Are we second class vegans, lower class vegans than those who eat their broccoli raw? That's what I want to know. This is such horrible logic. Let me read Sarah having a conversation with the Kwane. Sarah says, the Kwane, I would never eat only, all caps, kale. I eat a balanced diet and a lot of it. And then the Kwane says, so then you admit kale is unhealthy. Where did you get that conclusion, Kwane? Have you not been following along how we do logical thinking here? Just because she said she would not eat only kale, like Sarah, what's your favorite food, Sarah? Would you eat only that? Tell me what your favorite food is, Sarah. Like say it's potatoes or legumes or something. And would you eat only that? And then Kwane would say, then your favorite food that you just said there is not healthy. No, it doesn't logically follow. All that follows is Sarah is not too keen on eating only one food, no matter if it's kale. Only kale, or why would Sarah want to eat only kale or only beans when she doesn't have to? Why? Just because she doesn't want to eat only one food doesn't mean that one food is inherently unhealthy. There's no logical, that doesn't follow whatsoever. Have you not been here enough, Kwane? Have I failed you as your logician here? What's going on? Anyway, did I miss Leroy? Cooking your food has been proven to be bad. All right, so Leroy, please, if cooking food has been proven to be bad, please tell me what's going to happen to me. Show me the science that says I will lose like any time off of my life compared to not cooking my food. I'd love to know like what's going to happen to me. Be helpful. Maybe you're going to wake me up here and I'll never cook food again. Show me some like kind of science, not like Doug Graham. He's not a scientist. Some studies, peer-reviewed, evidence-based thinking that shows that I'm going to lose 1 minute off of my life because I steam my broccoli and kale rather than eating them raw. So please tell me, show me some kind of solid evidence. Not raw propaganda, some evidence, because that's what we do here. We do evidence-based thinking. We don't take anyone's word for granted, not even mine. I don't have that privilege, and neither does anyone else. We are evidence-based thinking. We don't follow gurus or anything like that. We don't follow propaganda. We follow evidence-based thinking. So please, Leroy, show me, okay, it kills the nutrients. Yeah, great. Therefore, show me any evidence that shows that eating my killed nutrient broccoli is going to remove a second or a minute from my life. Please show me what disease am I, or if you can't show me that, at least show me what disease am I more likely to succumb to or acquire, as opposed to if I ate my broccoli raw. Please, what disease am I more likely to get? Please be specific. Just don't give me these vague generalizations. I need some evidence to be convinced. Propaganda does not convince us. Evidence does. So please. So, Kwane, we went down your road a long time. I'm just saying, so you wanted to answer why Sarah's refusal to eat one food is an endorsement of that food being bad? Let's see. Yeah, Sarah, I'm with you. Sarah probably eats a lot like us. I'm going to read Sarah verbatim because this is exactly what I would say. I enjoy a diet of cooked and raw foods, lots of both. And furthermore, we just don't eat one single food because why? What's the point of eating a single food? Yeah, Sarah said about kale. Kale is healthy. She eats kale and a zillion other things. But just because Sarah doesn't want to eat one thing doesn't mean that one thing, like kale, is unhealthy. It just means she's not stupid and doesn't want this mono diet for no point. Like, what's the point of eating just one food for the rest of your freaking life? It's pointless. Unless you're like a a YouTube influencer or a TikTok influencer. You want to get a bunch of views. Hey, I ate nothing but kale for 90 days. Here's what happened to me. Shocking. Something like that. You know, that's the headline. That's the thumbnail. If you want to do some grifter thing like that, cool. You know, for clicks and views, go for it. But that's not Sarah. She's, you know, sensible, non-social media influencer type person, just living her life in the best way she can. And she knows eating one food is pointless. It's not going to get her more clicks. So let's see if our raw friend, was it Leroy, is going to tell me, he says it kills the nutrients, but I want to know how specifically am I going to live a shorter life or be more prone to diseases? Okay, so Leroy, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying you're getting rid of nutrients when you cook that food. That's okay. But the thing is, here's the thing about nutrients, Leroy. Yeah, in some cases, yeah, you are better off cooking your food because it actually makes some nutrients more bioavailable. Like say legumes, you can't really eat raw legumes. Maybe some are, for the most part. They're you know, you gotta heat them up to make them more bioavailable. Potatoes, there's a good one. Potatoes. So yeah, cooking does often kill, you know, destroy some nutrients, but I've seen the studies. It's like a small percentage. Like say, like instead of getting the full 100%, you get 90% of the nutrients, but you're still getting 90% of the nutrients. So the thing is, here's what raw people misunderstand often, Leroy. Raw people think it's like a race, like a contest, something like this. Here's like the assumption, the credo that you're following here, Leroy, that he who consumes the most nutrients is the most healthy. And that's not necessarily the case. Say you're already getting, like, you know, from my diet, like 150% of like my daily values of, say, vitamin C and vitamin A or whatever. Who cares if you're getting 173%? I'm already getting more than what I need. It's not like that extra 13% is going to do, or 23% is going to do anything. You see what I'm saying? It's like diminishing returns. If you're getting sufficient nutrients, it's not he who consumes the most nutrients wins or is healthier in any measurable way. Do you understand that? As long as you're getting adequate nutrients, and we can get adequate nutrients on plant-based diets. Don't take my word for it. Take, say, the words of the organizations of health professionals like Dietitians of Canada, British National Health Service, and they're talking about adequate, well-planned vegan diet. They're talking about cooking your food even with some nutrients being destroyed by the heating, this horrible heating, you're still able to obtain more than adequate nutrients. So who cares if you're getting a couple percent more raw? It's not going to make you that much. You're not going to say you're getting 10% more nutrients. It doesn't mean it's going to translate into 10% more health or 10% better outcomes on anything. Doesn't necessarily mean that at all. If you're getting enough nutrients, you're getting enough nutrients. So yeah, it's not the case that he who eats the most nutrients wins. That's like a false belief that many raw people either have, or they like to say that to try to make people like myself, who are getting more than enough nutrients, as shown by my many blood tests and my athleticism at my old age here. You know, they're trying to shame us somehow, you know? Anyway, let's move on from that. Yeah, it's this whole thing, VLAM. Yeah, this whole optimal health thing. Stop chasing optimal health. There's more important things in life. All I know is, am I going to like die if I eat nothing but plants? Is it somehow such a horribly rotten diet when it comes to nutrients? I'm like harming myself? Because, yeah, it's kind of weird if you're knowingly harming yourself by eating a diet that's compassionate towards animals. No, you're not harming yourself. Again, don't take my word. I'm just a dumb music producer. Look here. Look at these organizations of people who have appropriate degrees and training experience in nutrition and biology, and take their words, not mine. So yeah, if raw people get a couple more nutrients, awesome. Okay, Leroy, you like that? That makes sense. You didn't look at it like that. Yeah, raw gurus will not phrase it to you like that. Because remember, we are not deficient. My blood test, watch my mini blood test videos, Leroy. Just go to my channel here, type in blood test. You'll see a whole history of blood tests going back to 2012. I went vegan in 2010. And I'm not deficient or anything like that. So check it out. I'm doing fine. And if I might get a couple more percent nutrients raw, awesome, but I don't think it would make jack shit difference as far as my my health is concerned and my my healthy blood tests. Yeah, good point, Heidi. If Bob wants to drop a bunch of weight, yeah, go raw in the summertime. You know, I lost a lot of weight unintentionally when I was eating a high raw kind of diet back in like 2011, 2012. I wasn't even trying. I was trying to eat as many calories as I could, which just shows you how hard it is to like consume enough like fruit, especially if you're a big dude like me, you know, 6'4.5". You know, anyway, yeah, some good advice for Bob there. If Bob really wants to get skinny and lose a bunch of weight, which is not what veganism is, but that's one way to do it. So anyway, Scanners, is that the movie Fu Manchu where that brain explodes? I kind of remember people freaking out about it in high school, but I don't think I saw it because I've never been into movies where like brains explode or anything like that. So anyway, Kwane, are we still going off about how you think kale is unhealthy? If you think so, Kwane, then one can be a vegan and not eat kale. A lot of vegans don't eat kale because kale's kind of weird. You know, it's not like, you know, you're America's favorite green or anything like that. So if you really don't like kale, don't eat it. If you're afraid of kale, fine, you'll be fine. There's plenty of other greens a person can eat as a vegan. So, all right, so just don't eat the dead animals, don't harm the animals, Kwane, and avoid the kale if that freaks you out on a personal level. All right? Handled. We're moving on from kale. There's no need to fight about kale. If you don't like kale, don't eat it. Yeah, Scanners was in the 80s. I remember my high school friends and I like tripping, like talking about it. Vondi says, okay, raw. John Kohler, who I respect, seems like a decent and pretty, you know, balanced as far as his thinking goes, raw vegan. Just released a great video about why a raw vegan diet is beneficial, specifically how it has very little to do with the food being raw. Interesting. All right, good, Kwane. Don't eat kale. No one's forcing you to eat kale. You don't have to eat kale as a vegan or whatever. You don't have to. There's so many. That's the beauty about vegan diets. You know, there's such diversity of foods that, you know, if you don't like one green, eat another. If you don't like one legume, eat another. You know, there's so many different plants to eat. Sarah, find a forever diet like veganism and live your life. Don't be an obsessed weirdo. I don't know who you're referring to, Sarah, but I like that. I like your thinking. See, even Robert doesn't eat kale. You don't have to eat kale. It's like when you go vegan, no one's like forcing you. Oh, you gotta eat kale. You know, you have to. Yeah, Carl says kale's super healthy, but so are a lot of plant-based foods. Yeah, it's best to eat a wide variety of plant foods, and that's why Sarah and me don't just eat kale, only kale, because there's no need to. And just because we don't eat only kale and only kale doesn't mean kale's unhealthy. It just means we're not silly. Cool. Okay, Raw actually eats some cooked beans and potatoes now. Good for him. See, balanced, sensible person. I think John Kohler knows that having some beans and potatoes ain't going to take a day off his life. Or I know he has more health issues, and he's probably found they don't really, you know, aggravate any of his health things. Yeah, Peter, me too. I eat a more diverse diet now too as a vegan than I did before. Phelan, kale or broccoli? If you look at eat one the rest of your life, no, I don't even want to think about only one food for the rest of my life because that's just not how it's going to work. I don't like these weird things like where you only eat one food. These weird influencers. I only eat one food. See what happened to me. Shocking. No, that's just no. Let's just all eat sensibly, right? Let's just do what all the health organizations say. Just eat sensibly. Don't do weird challenges and crap like that. Just eat in a way that's balanced and sensible and sustainable and something that, you know, you're going to be able to do the rest of your life. As opposed to Bob here, intentionally under eating so we can have six-pack abs or something like that. So anyway, okay, V points out that broccoli keeps better than kale, and I would have to agree with you on that. Kale can, start, getting bad in the fridge. Is that the term? Getting bad, spoiling. Uh-oh, Bill Gates owns a bunch of kale farms in Louisiana, Vondi. Uh-oh, as soon as Bill Gates is involved, then we shouldn't eat kale then. There's some kind of conspiracy. Not picking on you, Vondi. I'm just saying, we had the guy earlier who brought up Bill Gates and veganism. That's right, Bob. If you fail to get to your desired weight loss, then blame veganism, because veganism is all about and only about losing weight. It's actually not recommended that you lose weight here. None of these health organizations say in order to eat a healthy vegan diet, you need to undereat and find yourself in caloric deficit. And nowhere in the definition of veganism does it say that it has anything to do with dropping them pounds, Bob. So yeah, do what you want, but don't blame veganism. I think you're joking though, right? You would have to be joking. There's no way you can be serious. Oh, you're kidding, Vodney, about the kale farms? Okay, it just sounded like something someone would say. Not you. Anyway, yeah, the Bill Gates thing. See what I'm saying? As soon as Bill Gates gets tied into something, it's like, oh no, this is going somewhere. This is going bad quickly. Well, we haven't had too many trolls lately, right, Bob? Huh? It's been cool. I mean, I guess there was that little burst of trolls earlier that I kind of missed, and I don't know what the hell I was doing. My bad. But anyway. Where'd the trolls go? I kind of want to troll now. You want to act up now, Bob? No, just kidding. Just kidding. Kwane, I think we've answered enough of your questions tonight, Kwane. Remember, I said earlier to someone else, we don't want anyone to monopolize too much of our time, so we'll just answer one, maybe two kind of philosophical or evidence-based questions like that and move on. I think we've handled yours tonight pretty well, Kwane. So come back. What do you think about the biggest food waste on Earth being potatoes, fruits, and vegetables? Do we think we need more crops? I don't know. I'm not an ecologist, bro. I'm just a music producer. I don't know if what you're saying is true. I don't know how to research that or fact check it. I'm vegan, bro. Veganism. I'm against animal cruelty and exploitation. So if you have an idea on how to more fairly and equitably distribute the food grown on this planet so it doesn't go to waste, that's cool. But that's how veganism is. I went veganism not because of unequal or unfair food distribution systems. I went vegan because I didn't think animals needed to die for me so I could eat a hamburger every day. So anyway, we're going to move on. Yeah, I'm with you too. I do not put kale on my smoothies. Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people like green smoothies, and I'm a fruit smoothie guy. I rarely put any greens in my smoothies. It's pretty much all fruit, some ground flax seeds for omega-3s, and that's it. I mean, if you want to put greens in your smoothies, guys, totally cool. I'm just sharing with you what I do. You take that for what it's worth. Travis, is that some kind of weird joke you're going on there about the alligators? Wow, you put broccoli in some of your smoothies, Uncle. Interesting. All right, V says kale stems in smoothies is a good way to reduce food waste. Awesome. Okay, Suba Duba saying, what do you say to people who say it's okay to harm animals because they're all of a sudden they're philosophers, professional philosophers, and they have this well thought out position that morality is not objective. How come they apply that only in the case of animal cruelty and exploitation, Suba Duba? It's like, let's just say let's just about just murder and rape. We're talking about humans, not animals or anything. Just murdering humans, raping humans. How can we, so what do they say about that? Because are these friends of yours or these people you're debating who say, oh, morality is all subjective and so animal cruelty is cool. So murdering humans is cool too. What I'm trying to do is it's called a reductio ad absurdum, reduce towards absurdity, showing the absurdity of that kind of reasoning. If you're going to say all morality is immoral, then you're going to have to admit murder is subjective. In someone's mind, murder could be totally cool. I have the right to go and murder your whole family if I can do some rational mental gymnastics about how it's totally fine and happy. That's what I'm saying. So ask them, if you're going to use that kind of line of reasoning, you're going to have to admit that I could go murder your family because it's all subjective. So anyway, just throw that at them. It's funny how people think they're like all philosophers, and they're not, I don't even know that much about the finer workings of moral philosophy. That was not my specialty, but I can point out, I know when people are doing some bad mental gymnastics. Who do I think was the first globally influential vegan? I don't know. You guys have any opinions on that? Don't know. Kwani, I just kind of asked you the food waste question. It's not my area of I'll be honest with you. A lot of people on social media pretend they're so smart and so knowledgeable about any and all things. That's not my field of expertise, the quantity food waste. It really isn't. I haven't done much. I probably know more about quantum physics than I do about food waste, strangely. So I'm not the person to ask about food waste, but because I don't care about it. I mean, it's not that I don't care about it. It's just not something I'm concerned with. If you're here to ask a vegan something, I'm here to talk about animal cruelty and exploitation, veganism. Food waste has nothing to do with veganism or anything like that. I don't know. I don't know what you want me to say about food waste. Let's see, but how can you argue what is objectively more? We don't even need to get into these terms because people really don't know what the hell they're talking about when they talk about objective versus subjective morality. I'm just saying, if they truly believe that all morality is completely subjective and it's all up to each individual person to determine what is moral and immoral, then they're going to have to admit that murder can be seen as moral. Like murdering someone, I can go and slaughter your entire family. Because in my mind, it was a just act that needed to be done. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. That's what it follows if they believe in complete subjectivity. It's all up to the individual person to decide what is moral or immoral. So just toss at them. So you just have to admit murder and rape are totally cool if someone can justify it. Just again, you don't need to delve into the deep waters with them, Subaduba. I'm just saying, reduce their argument to absurdity. That's the most direct. In fact, the philosopher Bertrand Russell said that's probably like one of the best argument techniques is reductio ad absurdums, because it just shows you like, oh yeah, that line of thinking isn't really working out that well. I see the unintended logical consequences if we hold to that position. So just show them their position doesn't hold water if by means of it being absurd if you really explore the consequences. But I'm with you, Robert. Veggie waste, great for the garden, right? So plant waste is great. Just throw it out in your yard. Yeah, and by the right, Uncle, in case I wasn't clear on my murder example there, Uncle, no one has the right to murder another person or murder a family or whatever. I'm just using that as an extreme example. Yeah, I did cough there, Sarah. Yeah, veganism debunked. Ryan coughed. What can I say? I tell you, I was feeling a little under the weather Wednesday and Thursday. Felt like I was catching a cold, but I didn't. But my energy was kind of low. Veganism debunked, right? I was like the guy I made that video about on Tuesday. Oh, my energy wasn't good for a few days or a few weeks. Oh, I'm gonna eat meat now, as an experiment. Yeah, I needed water. Plus, I'm still recovering from whatever made me feel not great a couple days ago. Yeah, Fritz just debunked veganism with his sneeze. And Marshall Hensley, I'm with you too. I don't murder as well because not only I don't want to murder someone, I just feel it's completely wrong. Whether that's an objective thing or not, I don't know. I'm just going, I'm not going to murder people. It's just wrong. Why would I have the right to like end someone's life or take out a whole family's lives? It's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's we don't need objective morality or subjective morality for that. We just look at our assuming we're not complete like sociopaths or something like that. Look at how would we I'm trying to say react in such a situation. Hey, would you go murder these people? Like hell no. Okay. So what are you going to say, Suba? You said they might say, I believe in objective morality, but my view of what's objective morality is different than yours. Then how can they believe in objective morality? So are they going to say, I believe in... So if I understand you, Suba, these haters or trolls might say, I believe in subjective morality, and I believe in objective morality, and if you say you do, well, yours might be wrong, because I know for a fact mine is completely 100% infallible and true or something like that. They ask him, why? How do you have like some direct connection to God or truth or something like that? Why are you so special? How did you get handed the golden key to the universe or something like that? Are you Jesus or a prophet or something? Why are you special? I didn't get that. Who's Angie Law, Peter? That's no longer vegan. Should I make a video about Angie Law? Okay, so what's for dinner tonight? Angie made me some pizza. Oh, I'm going to ask her. She has a little piece left. Let me see if I can get it. Can I get that last bit of pizza? Yeah, who's Gudry? Mike did a video about her. Who is she though? Is she someone famous? I've never heard of Aggie Law. How do we know that our view is objectively correct and theirs isn't? I'm saying we don't even need to invoke we don't even Suba. We don't need to invoke these abstract concepts of objective versus subjective morality. I'm not going to sound too much like a philosopher, but the reason I brought up murder is people know murder is wrong. Oh, Angie's bringing me some. Oh, thank you for that last piece of pizza.
There's no crust on it, so it's kind of messy.
And no crust on this middle piece of pizza here. But this is the last bit of the pizza Angie made. So thank you. Let's have a little bite on camera here.
It's funny, I was just thinking, like, I wonder if he still wants that piece of pizza or not. I was like, he's only going to be like an hour longer. Yeah.
Hell yeah, thank you.
I guess that'll keep you going a bit.
No, keep me going a little bit longer.
Did you mention Sunday by the way?
Yeah, I mentioned people at Sunday. It's going to be the day of our live stream together, you, I, and them.
Yep.
Probably around 2-ish.
Okay, 2-ish.
All right, thank you.
All right, enjoy, have fun.
Thank you. Let me see if I can quickly summarize why I even brought up murder. People know that killing other people's wrong. People know that raping other people's wrong, right? We don't need to have some like hardcore, philosophical, in-depth worldview to construct why we believe murder is wrong. Your average kid knows that murder is wrong. They don't have some complex philosophical belief system in place. But I'm saying, if you believe that killing people is wrong, and murdering people's wrong, why not extend that those beliefs over to animals? How is it any different? An animal's a living sentient being, has emotions, feelings, independent thoughts, can feel pain, can feel fear, just like humans. Why, if it's wrong to rape and kill human beings, why is it okay to do that to animals? And then they're going to have to go on some other kind of line of reasoning. They're going to have to say animals are different. We can do whatever we want with them because we're smarter. Then they'll have to abandon this whole objective morality argument. It'll switch the argument to something else. Oh, Scuba Dubby, just ask them, why do you believe animals need to die in order for you to live? Because for me and my other vegan friends, we don't require animals in order for us to sustain our lives every day and live the rest of our lives out. So why do they feel they're entitled to have animals killed for them? Then they'll see what they say about that. Anyway. Why do we cut the pizza that way? Because Angie, on her last piece of pizza, asked her, do you want your last bit of pizza? And she said, well, how about just half of it? Because she was already pretty full. So I cut it in half and gave her half. That's why. So I must have gave her the half that had the crust. That's why. So this is the last bit left over. I could have a beer with that, Uncle, but I don't have any beer in the house. I don't keep beer here. Save J, how early is it in the development of a vegan movement? Hey, I'm here. Other vegan activists are here and have been here like in the world, speaking on behalf of animals for years and decades. So, we're far from done. I don't know what percent we are to being done, but we're not going to... There's always going to be... After I'm long gone from this planet, assuming it hasn't boiled over or something like that, there's going to be people speaking for the rights of animals till the end of time. And hopefully it won't happen. I'm still in a time until animal exploitation and cruelty are seen for what they are. Archaic, barbaric practices that don't need to exist and have no place in our modern world, especially if we want to have any hope of saving it. All right, for any of you guys that don't like the eating sounds, I'm done. I just need a little tiny bit like that. Sage. I think we've gone along. I haven't gone there in a long time. Aren't there a couple of sages in the LA area? But yeah, it's been a long time. It's not on our short list of places that we go to frequently. I guess I'm not fully healthy yet. I'm like 90%. Are tomatoes vegan? Someone asked that? Like, why would, it's a plant. Like, are tomatoes sentient all of a sudden? Like, yeah, of course they are. They're fruit, and fruits are plants, and plants are not animals. Welly wants to know, do I have less issue if the industry, are you talking like animal agriculture industry, wasn't so industrialized? No. I mean, it's kind of funny how a lot of people like to whitewash slaughter, animal cruelty and slaughter by saying, well, if the animal is grown on a small local farm. I just talked about this like 20 minutes ago. It's somehow better. Like, how's it any better to kill something locally? I don't see how that changes the obvious glaring fact that people want to ignore is that, okay, you raised it closer to you, but how does that make it any more moral to end its life? I don't understand. Like I said, if I killed a guy next door to me, shot him to death, how is that any more moral than if I shot a guy from further away? I traveled across the country and shot a guy. How is that any better? So no, industrialized farming, yeah, probably has more animal cruelty and exploitation than local farming does, but there's plenty of cruelty and exploitation in local farming, and the end result is still a bullet in the head. So I don't see how it's any more moral when you get down to it. Just they get treated a little better while they're being exploited through their entire lives. It's still exploitation and killing. Hey, Kwane, let's not. As I said, we are. This is not an ecology forum. This is not an ecology website. It's a vegan website. So if you want to talk about ecology in any meaningful way, great. But food waste is not our number one issue here. Our number one issue is, believe it or not, animal cruelty and exploitation. So I don't know if what you're saying is true or not. I don't know. And it really doesn't matter. If there's more food waste eating plants than killing animals, it doesn't really matter. I'm not saying to change anything as far as I'm still not going to eat animals if there were more food waste. So anyway, let's move on. So anyway, Danger's Edge. He saw a possum tonight sneaking around your street. We shared a look and he went on his way. It's funny, earlier a person came on and said, well, animals are here on this planet because God gave them to us to do as we want. So when you saw that opossum, Danger's Edge, did you think, I need to kill it and eat it? Don't think so. That's why I told the guy. It's like, hey, I've seen an animal. I want to love it. I appreciate it. I don't think, I love that little guy and I want to blow its head open with a gun or something like that. No, that's not how it works. Yeah, but if we want to talk about waste, okay, fine. I'll just go look up, let's see, conspiracy facts. Find waste. Okay, 1 second here. Waste. Let's see. Let's just look a little bit here about food waste here, or just waste in general in agriculture. This is from Cowspiracy Facts. Again, this is not just some propaganda. These statements and statistics come from pretty usually, conservative sources like, say, the USDA and stuff like that. Here, every minute, 7 million pounds of excrement, that is shit if you don't know what excrement means, animal crap, are produced by animals raised for food in the United States. Think about that. In 1 minute, 60 seconds, 7 million pounds of crap are produced. Well, that's some waste. Last time I checked, potatoes and kale don't put out 7 million pounds of shit every minute. A farm with 2,500 dairy cows produces the same amount of waste as a city of over 400,000 people. Look at that. Again, this is from the Environmental Protection Agency. A farm with 2,500 cows produces the same amount of waste as a city of over 400,000 people. 2,500 cows, 400,000 people, equivalent, the same amount of waste. So maybe there's some more food waste when you grow plants. I don't know if that's true, but we know these facts are absolutely true. In the U.S., livestock produce 116,000 pounds of waste per second. It just keeps going on. So, I'm just saying plant agriculture might not be perfect or anything, but animal agriculture is pretty gnarly too. So anyway, let's get back to our normal programming here. Is Parth having some fun with those tonight? I'm not sure what's going on there. And Robert Bird brings up the obvious fact. More plants are fed to animals than humans. more land and more emissions for animals. So yeah, if you're against plant agriculture producing waste, well, the vast majority of plants are fed to animals. So more reason, if you are truly concerned about the least amount of food waste, it sounds like you should be vegan, because yeah, all the livestock, like, how was it, 80% of corn goes to cows or livestock, 90% of soy. It's not just the vegans, it's barely any vegans are eating it. What's that, Peter? Thanks for the super chat tip there. Theory is a lot more plant waste in animal agriculture than plant agriculture, because it takes a lot of plants to feed animals to get a very small amount of meat. Where if you eat the plants directly, you get much less waste. So anyway, okay, Quanta, if you meant something else about waste, totally fine. I just wanted to show you the fact, the very objective fact, that there's a shit ton of waste, literally, in animal agriculture. Wow, did Harley Tin Man Adonis just donate $1 there with no message? Thank you, Harley Tin Man Adonis. Much appreciated. Yeah, it looks like Parth is pulling all your guys' legs tonight. Yes, AJ's pointing that out. Sarah, you don't like eggplant? I remember you've mentioned that a few times. Yeah, I think me and V were arguing or hypothesizing if you were to eat. If you haven't already, you probably have. You're very woman of the world, right, Sarah? If you had Chinese eggplant, it's really good. I can't say I've found any European or American eggplant recipes that I enjoy, but yeah, Asian eggplant recipes are often just killer. Hell, I was just thinking about the eggplant recipe at Panda Express. Maybe I'll go get some tonight. Who knows? Quanta, you never seen a cow eat potatoes, fruits, and vegetables? Yeah, they're not fed that. They're fed they're fed, as far as plants go, alfalfa, soy, corn. What's another one of the crops? Yeah, but those they don't feed them just anything. Yeah, those are not great foods to feed them for whatever reasons. But soy, corn, and alfalfa.
For the tip.
Yeah, I'm with you, VLAN. Eggplant parmesan, not so great. Chinese Asian eggplant is the way to go. And yeah, I might be a little biased because I have a lot of Chinese blood in me, eating a lot of Chinese eggplant in my time, but it's just delicious. I don't know what flavors and seasonings, whatever they put on it, but yeah, just even like I said, just go to Panda Express. You'll see what I'm talking about. You'll understand what I'm talking about an Asian eggplant, a Chinese eggplant, and it gets even better than that. But that could be your introduction. But yeah, I've never enjoyed eggplant in Italian dishes, say. Okay, I can't say I've had that kind of pasta, Parth, but if I see it, I'll think about it. If I see a vegan version. Vegan Metalhead, vegans are ahead of their time. How so? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of ginger either, Muthu Lion, but yeah, I can appreciate it as a flavor in Asian cooking for sure. Not like I'm a huge fan when I have it in an Asian dish, but I don't mind it that much. My intellectual hero, Carl Sagan, 100%. Instantly, Carl Sagan is my hero. If you don't know who he is, he did that 1970s public television series Cosmos, which later on Neil deGrasse Tyson became the Carl Sagan figure in the modern, more current recreations of Cosmos. But Carl Sagan, 100%. He's way better than Neil deGrasse Tyson too. I've never heard Carl Sagan make fun of vegans like deGrasse has. So I've lost a lot of respect for Neil deGrasse Tyson. But yeah, Carl Sagan, my hero. What about okra? That's really an acquired taste. We grew some one time, and Angie would make some kind of vegan shrimp okra gumbo, and it was all right in there. You really have to cook it a long time to get it soft. So yeah, that's an acquired taste. Yeah, Carl Sagan is so much like he's like a billion times better. Since we like big numbers, like billions, he's a billion times better than Neil deGrasse Tyson. I actually thought Neil deGrasse Tyson back in the day did it all right when he did the more modern Cosmoses, but now I know what such an arrogant asshole he is. I can't watch them. Then the 70s ones are just so much better. They're so cool. Well, who's that vegan metalhead? Oh, is he the astrophysicist guy? The guy with the white hair? I mean, when you asked me that question about my intellectual hero, I didn't even think any philosophers. Just Carl Sagan. I should have gotten into astronomy or something like that, maybe. There's a good equation, Suba Duba. I'll sign off on fact checking that one. Wow, Dr. Gregor's hero is Noam Chomsky. Interesting. A linguist. I wonder if he appreciates him for his linguistic stuff or his political stuff, because that's where Noam Chomsky is more known amongst lay people is for his political views. But yeah, he's famous for his linguistic theory. His kind of revolution. He kind of revolutionized linguistics. I can't say I know too much about it. I learned a little bit about his linguistic theories when I was in college because I was studying philosophy of language, which is not linguistics, but I wanted to understand him just on a basic level. I forgot all about it. The quantum physics still remains. The linguistic theory is kind of lost over time. I guess that shows you where my priorities were. I like science. No, yeah, I'm sorry. Carl Sagan, and then quantum physics, that's the stuff that stayed in my brain all this time. Robert, summertime is about to end there. Wow, we're still in the thick of winter here, man. It's supposed to rain tonight in the Sierra Nevada mountains here in California. Blizzard conditions, they're saying 8 to 12 feet of snow in some areas. Like the Donner Pass, where the Donner Party had to eat each other like in the 1800s because it was so snowy. Yeah, it's pretty gnarly winter right now here. I think Sarah's still, more snow, right? Yeah, you getting the snow there. One day we'll do a crowdsource and fund you the snowblower. Jaden, good question. I don't know too much about Oppenheimer. I know some of the basics. I guess I should watch the movie sometime. But I know more. I didn't really read too much about the history of quantum physics. Yeah, I learned some of the names like Niels Bohr and Schrodinger and stuff like that. I'm just more interested in the for the tip, like experiments and odd things that are really hard to grasp, like that seem like impossible that quantum physics calculates should exist. So I can't really say too much about it. I don't really have an opinion on Oppenheimer is what I'm trying to say. Let's see. Is that Jamit? If that's you, Jamit, hello. Palestinian protesters hijacked our animal rights forum in Melbourne last week. They disrupted the speaker with shouting and flag waving. It was a shocking display of selfishness. They reckon their cause is more important than anything else. Wow, that's shocking. Sorry to hear that. I mean, I support the Palestinian independence and the right to be able to be an independent citizen there and not have your house bombed and everyone, just all the killing of innocent civilians and children. But at the same time, like vegans wouldn't go and try to take over their protest or whatever. You know, why would they want to take over a vegan protest? That seems so disrespectful. You know, I'm sorry to hear that. You know, Parth. Yes, if you ever meet me, you can totally buy me a beer. Vegan Metalhead. I did see Barbie when it came to Max. I have a login for Max because my mom's got on her cable. Oppenheimer. Yeah, we have. What's Oppenheimer on? Is it on Netflix? I thought I saw it on one of the channels. Let me know because I do want to watch that. Maybe I'll watch it tonight. Take a biochemistry class too. Well, Johnny, I had chemistry and I had honors biology. I never had biochem though. I look kind of gnarly. Plus, I never wanted to go into like that sort of science, I guess. Maybe I should have. Maybe that would have got me more into doing something like Carl Sagan or something. Who knows? It's on Amazon. Okay, I'll look for it. Yeah, let's see. Oppenheimer is like 3 hours long. Yeah, that's kind of rough. Yeah, I don't like 3-hour movies, but I'll just break it up into 2 nights. You know, it'll be cool. Kwane, seems like vegans care about animals more than human suffering. Why do you say that, Kwane? I'm saying if vegans are doing a protest speaking for the rights of animals, no group, whether it's Palestinians or any group, there's no group, no matter what your rights, if they're like, you know, fighting for the rights of, let's say, like, you know, indigenous people or whatever. No one should come and take over another person's forum. If they're doing their own protest, their own activism, that's their thing. No one should just come and usurp it. Is that the right word? But it doesn't mean we don't care about these other issues. It's like thinking, oh, my issue is so important, veganism. I don't know what the Palestinians are fighting for. I don't know what the LGBTQ are protesting. They should come over and fight for the rights of animals because my cause is the most important one. Like, how conceited can you be? Like, no, there's room in this world for all of us to fight for the causes that we want to be activists for. I can't be an activist for every injustice in the world. You know, I barely have time for vegan activism. So it's just absurd to think just because I'm speaking for animals means that I care less about humans. That's absurd. It just means that I found my activism calling in veganism. So, you know, that doesn't mean I don't care about LGBTQ rights, because I do. I've spoken up about them tonight in this very live stream. So please don't make some kind of sweeping generalization that just because we're fighting for the rights of animals that we couldn't give a shit about human rights. Yeah, VLAM, how do you know vegans don't care about humans? Just because we're fighting for animals doesn't mean, oh, but screw humans. We can exploit humans all we want. We don't care about human exploitation. That's totally cool. You know, no. Vegan metalheads tell me that human rights are more important than veganism. There's a common critique vegans often get. Say, well, who are you to tell me what I can speak, what injustices I can speak about? If you non-vegan are fighting for human injustices, awesome, totally cool. Like if there's, you know, LGBTQ activists, awesome. I don't go up to them and say, hey, are you vegan? Well, if not, you're a piece of shit because you should be thinking about animals. I don't do that. How conceited and self-righteous, what a jerk you must be to think like that, you know? There's room for all of us to fight for injustices. And just because I'm fighting for one type of injustice doesn't mean I care less. I don't give a crap about any other injustices. What do you think? We're just one-dimensional people? I just think about animal rights 24/7 and nothing else? Like, no, I'm a very multi-dimensional person, you know? So anyone who says that, just say, no, you're just saying that to try to justify in your mind your lack of concern about animal rights. You're just trying to switch it on me, you know? You're trying to say, oh, you're a vegan activist, you don't care about humans. No, I care about humans, but you obviously don't care about animals, but you're trying to make me the bad person. And Sarah only eats one food as well. Sarah only cares about one thing. It's animal rights. It's all you think about. You don't listen to music. You don't do any other reading or social media. You only watch animal rights stuff. and you only eat one food. That's what people want to paint us into, Sarah. They want us to be this one-dimensional person. And no, humans are much more complicated than that. I eat 2 foods. And there's 2 things I care about. Yeah, Allison, it's unfair that vegans are asked to care about human issues, but a non-vegan refuses to care about animal rights. Exactly. Like I said, I don't walk up to an LGBTQ activist and say, hey, you're not vegan? Then screw you. You guys should have all of those Republican laws ban you or whatever. No, I don't say that. I'm totally on their side, but I understand they're fighting for their causes. I'm fighting for my cause, but I support them. If I see any kind of law that's, at least in my state, that I can vote against, that's trying to take away the rights, I'm voting for it without any second thought. Oh, there's a city council race in my district right now. We're 4 years out from when I ran last time. That was it, 4 years ago. So yeah, there's a new city council race. And there's a strong challenger to the horrible incumbent who won last time. And I hope Ketty wins. So we'll see. But no, I'm not going to run again. You need a lot of money. I could tell Ketty has some backing too. We're getting all these mailers in the mail. And that costs a lot of money. Send mailers out, It's an expensive endeavor. So if you're going to ever run for politics, make sure you know what you're doing and that you have funds. Like you can fundraise. Donations are being pledged to you. Make sure you know what the hell you're doing. Because I sure as hell didn't know. Yep, Sarah, only eat kale, everyone. If you're vegan, just eat kale. If not, the Kwane will criticize kale as being unhealthy. He will conclude kale is unhealthy unless you're willing to only eat kale and only kale. Yeah, write your representatives. So anyway, yeah, vegans are not just limited to caring about animals. That's just where we decided to put our weight. The weight of our activism or concern into, it's something we care greatly about. But it doesn't mean we don't give a crap about any other injustices. That's just horrible reasoning. And again, I think it's just a mental defense people construct to justify why they're not vegan. Yep, I agree. Don't worry, be happy. Those mailers go right into our trash bin too. I already know who I'm voting for, but that's the problem with non-focused, like old school brick and mortar marketing, as opposed to kind of marketing you could do on the internet, where you can market to the demographic you want to reach. These mailers just reach everyone, and they just get thrown in the trash. Why would the vegan movement be still run by hippies? No, was it ever run by hippies? And if so, it sure is not run by hippies anymore. It's not run by anyone. There's no one running veganism, by the way, Suba Duba. It's just people who all happen to share this one belief that animals poop a lot. No, the belief that animal cruelty and exploitation are wrong, and we actually care so much about it as to not just say that, but to do something about it, meaning not consume animal products. But it's not run by anyone, veganism. Just we all somehow come across in our lives a moment where we realize, hey, why the hell am I eating animals for? Why are they dying for me? It's not necessary. It's cruel. Well, there's no hippies running anything, Suba. Maybe they're cool but dismissed by the public, but hippies aren't running veganism. First of all, again, no one's running veganism other than me, because I am the vegan cult leader, by the way. If you didn't know, veganism is a cult and I'm the boss. I've been the one behind the scenes, pulling all the strings for all these years. No. just kidding, guys. I'm not a sociopath or narcissist. I'm just a comedian. Hey, Sarah. You got to go. Yeah, you've been here with us 2 hours. Yeah, I started a little early. I've been on 2 hours and about 2 hours and 2 minutes. So thanks for being with us, Sarah. And if you can pop by the Happy Fam stream on Sunday, that'd be awesome. Just pop in for half an hour, 10 minutes, whatever you can. Like I said, it should happen Sunday at 2. So if you want to get in on that, be sure to become a Happy Fam channel member. We have a link in the show description, the show notes down below. You can go to the Happy Healthy Vegan webpage if you're on a browser, or on the Google Android, I should say, mobile app for YouTube. You can subscribe there, but not on the Apple one, because I don't think it's on there right now. Anyway, I've been crowned king of veganism. I'm the vegan king. Just kidding. Vegan leader. I don't know. I don't know if I know what you mean, Sue, but I'm just saying veganism is just a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. And if it just so happened that people who were attracted to veganism in the 60s and 70s were more hippie, I don't know. I wasn't really around then. I was a little kid or baby or not born. So I couldn't tell you. I don't really understand. I haven't really researched the history of vegan leadership or anything like that. But either way, where we're at right now is what matters. 2024. And veganism is far from being a hippie thing. I talked about Palestine already, Johnny. What do you have any particular questions? I said I'm against any invasion of a country, especially if they're killing innocent civilians. It horrifies me to see the just complete disregard for human rights and human life. We're talking about babies, hospitals, neighborhoods, all in the name of finding some supposed terrorists. I don't think that justifies it. Just basically causing such devastation and just horrific atrocities. So yeah, I'm not supporting the invasion of Palestine by any stretch. I'm on the opposite. I believe in the rights of people to govern themselves, as I believe they ought to be, and it couldn't be any worse than it is right now. And I believe that this human, what looks like a genocide of sorts, is a crime. That said, Johnny and others, I feel like my knowledge about the Israel-Palestine conflict, the history of it, that goes back more than just this year or last year, I am not that much of an expert, to put it mildly. And that's why you don't see me making big posts about it. You don't see me wanting to speak at events about it or anything like that, because I am completely ignorant as far as being someone to look at as giving an expert analysis or something like that. I'll give you my personal opinion as a non-expert person, as most Americans are, and that's where I stand. We have a troll? We have a troll where? I don't see a troll. Where's our troll? Yeah, vegan metalhead. One could be a vegan and also fight for human oppression issues. The two aren't mutually exclusive. Wow, there's a philosopher you brought up, known as the kind of the father of existentialism, Danish philosopher Soren Kierkegaard. Is that something he said, Uncle? Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. I'm not sure why you brought that up in reference to what, but I like that. I mean, that makes a hell of a lot of sense. I think Bob bailed on us, huh? Maybe we'll see him on the Happy Fam live stream, huh? VLAM, John Oliver may be vegan. His latest show talks about the pig butchering scam, which I just learned about just a couple days ago. But there's sort of a hidden vegan message. Interesting. I'll check it out. I check out some of those this week with John Oliver's. I think that's what it's called. I don't watch all of them. They're usually kind of long, like half hour-ish. I usually watch shorter political commentary than that. Huh, Suba, you think John Oliver has pro-vegan ideals, whether or not he's vegan himself? Well, his old boss, Jon Stewart is vegan, right? Kwani, what are you talking about now? Why are you fighting with everyone? What are you saying there? You're telling VLAM livestock only eat a few crops. Monocropping, which vegans has kale, tomatoes, and the list goes on. Monocropping is not only soy and corn. Okay, so you're against monocropping? Fine. But if that is a passion of the Kwane or any vegans watching, you don't have to buy monocropped foods. I mean, most of us, at least during some parts of the year, have access to farmers markets where you can buy the produce of local farmers who typically don't produce in such horrific methods as giant agribusinesses do. So support them, but it's a known fact though that if you're against monocropping, that the animals that I think you say should be eaten, in addition to, they do forage, but they are fed monocropped foods as well. And so are people. So what's your point? It sounds like you're a farming methods activist. If you're against monocropping, great. Awesome. Go take that up in some kind of farming methods activism group, if there is such a thing. But this is veganism. We're against animal cruelty and exploitation. It doesn't say anything in here that we are morally opposed to monocropping. I'm not a fan of monocropping, but that's not why I went vegan. I didn't say, hey, there's monocropping, I'm going to go vegan. No, that doesn't work. It's like, oh, there's a hamburger. Oh, an animal had to die for that. That's effed up. I just could eat some plants. That's why I went vegan. So you're bringing the wrong sort of topic up here. Like I said, there's all sorts of issues out there. This is a vegan issue-oriented forum. Yeah, Kwane, we don't entertain nonsense. So Kwane, I'm going to politely ask you to knock it off, please. All right? This is not a farming methods activism group. We are vegans. Our primary concern is animal cruelty and exploitation. Yeah, but Allison brings up, we're not going to dwell on this, but do you even realize the sheer amount of foods that cows eat? Well, we have some idea, Allison, because they say what goes up must come down. Well, in this case, what goes in must come out. And every minute, 7 million pounds of cow shit and other kinds of crap are excreted by animals raised for food just in the United States. Every minute, 7 million pounds. So if we look at it globally, how many hundreds of millions of pounds must be excreted every minute just so people can eat their burgers and drink their milk and crap? But we're not going to get into farming methods right now. That's not what we're here for tonight. So anyway, it's a channel for vegans, not farming methods. If you want farming methods, go onto the YouTube. Let's see if there's such a thing. Let's see if there's a farming methods activism site here. Let's see. Farming methods activism. Let's see. I don't know. You have to look around. I'm not sure if there's a farming methods activism site, but you can try to find one. If that's your calling in life, that's what you feel like the universe and God have put you here on this planet for, is to raise awareness about unjust farming methods, have at it. I give you my blessings to do it, because I don't have time for it. Yeah, but Wiley says, it has nothing to do with cruelty and exploitation. Okay, don't worry, be happy says monoculture fields cover 80% of agricultural and arable land. In the United States, 440 million acres are set aside for monoculture farming alone, much of it grown to feed farmed animals. So again, if you want to not participate in this monoculture methods, these monoculture methods, as much as possible, reduce them, because you probably can't get rid of them. If you want to see the least amount of monocultures, well, most of this shit's grown for animals. So if we don't have the animals, there's going to be way less monocrop cultures. So anyway, let's Move on. I'm just saying, if you want to solve this problem, your best solution is to go vegan and convince everyone else to go vegan. At least go plant-based. I know, Suba Duba. This is exactly right. 100%. It's funny when people criticize literally anything about crops because they just made an argument for veganism since most crops are for animals. Exactly. Almost any argument you see someone bring up about crops, you know it's going to end up being a pro-vegan argument. Like when people try to talk about how many, like say even like accidental harm in combine harvesters and stuff. Well, again, there's numbers here. If you really are a animal harm reductionist, if that's really your true calling in life, that's why God put you here to bring awareness to the amount of accidental harm in agriculture. Well, you'd have no choice other than to be vegan because most accidental harm happens when they produce food to raise chickens, eggs, beef, and pork. Look on the bottom, those gold bars there, those gold parts of the graph. Those are the numbers of animals killed accidentally, incidental harm, and the smallest amounts are for plants. So yeah, if you're you want to see the fewest amount of accidental harm because you care about the rodents in the fields and that's your passion in life, go vegan. The fewest amount of animals will be harmed producing plants. It's funny, yeah, crop arguments almost always inevitably end up turning into a pro-vegan argument, whether they intended to or not. Hey, Don Jackson, thank you for the super chat tip.
It has been shown that animal agriculture pollutes groundwater. So if you care about people having clean water, then go vegan.
Exactly. There's so many reasons. If you care about groundwater pollution, go vegan. Exactly. So many reasons why, if you're ecology minded, you should go vegan or plant-based. Well, thank you, John. Much appreciated. Oops, sorry, it was an accident. What was an accident, Uncle? That's funny, VLAM. No, farm animals don't make any waste or consume any resources. Farmed animals are breatharians, huh? They would like you to believe something like that. Whew. Starting to feel my energy waning down. Probably because I told you I was a little under the weather Wednesday and Thursday. I felt sufficiently good this morning to go to the gym and play basketball. I didn't play any games against people. Fortunately, I probably would have not done well because I'm not 100%, and plus my injury's still not fully recovered. And I went to the gym Tuesday to try to do a basketball workout, and the basketball court was closed. So my conditioning, I'm trying to build up my conditioning, and there's always something kind of screwing with me. Yep, Subaduba. Yep, this all goes down to most crops are fed to animals, not humans. And it's funny when you have idiots like Piers Morgan and all that complaining about all you vegans eating your avocados or whatever. It's like, no, most avocados are not eaten by vegans. Most avocados are eaten by non-vegans. Any plant, the vast majority of it is consumed by non-vegans. And then when they say farmers growing all that tofu for you vegans, like that's what Ted Nugent said. Nope. If you're worried about soy, very few of it, like 10% of soy actually makes it to humans. 90% goes to cows or livestock feed. 90% goes to humans. And of that humans, most of us humans are not vegan, so it's weird how people just can't reason their way out of a paper bag. They'll just make stuff up and not really think it through. Or they'll hear someone say something that has some truthiness, but they don't really think it through in any meaningful way, or else they'd see how stupid these one-liner gotchas are. Uh-oh, don't worry, be happy. I didn't know you were in the Bay Area. In San Francisco, the wind and rain is really coming down hard right now. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we're going to get the tail end of it down here. They said it's not going to be too bad. But I know it's hell up there, like 12 feet of snow in the Sierras. That's crazy. Oh, incidental farming. Oops. Yeah, that argument that Hitler was a vegetarian is not an argument against veganism, and it's proven that he's not even a vegetarian. He had a butler. A butcher is a butcher butler. You know, he had a. I don't know if he had a butler, but he definitely had a butcher. How many vegans have a butcher? You know, so it's just a lie, a propaganda. Yeah, there's veganic farming. If you're really into that kind of thing, and that's, you know, if all the ecology variables are equally as important to you as your stance against animal cruelty and exploitation, there's veganic farming. Vegan metal, the day's been going all right. I tell you, just my energy and health aren't totally perfect or anything right now, so I'm a little mellow. But other than that, yeah, my day's gone decently well, even though I had to deal with like some issues for my tax returns today, some unintended problems after meeting with my tax accountant, but I'm getting through with it. You know, I'm going to live, I'm going to survive, and I'm not going to get too screwed. Oh, Kwane, please, just knock it off. You can't go vegan because you're eco-friendly. All right, so yeah, how is contributing to all these accidental deaths, like, you know, friendly? But let's talk about, again, how is this friendly? Every minute, 7 million pounds of excrement produced by animals. Let's look at some more things that are not eco-friendly. Let's look at rainforests. Animal agriculture is responsible for over 90% of Amazon destruction. But no, being vegan is not eco-friendly. Why do you think they're cutting down the Amazon forest? They're clear cutting Amazon rainforest land for two purposes. One is to either let cattle graze and roam, whatever, just have cattle be on the land, or to produce food for cattle. They're growing livestock feed for cattle. Either way, they're cutting it down to produce plants, not for human consumption, but for cow consumption. So yeah, veganism is so non-eco-friendly. Yeah, eating meat is great. Yeah. Yeah, animal agriculture responsible for over 90% of Amazon destruction. Again, these are not from like some kind of like vegan activist websites or anything like that. The first reference here is the World Bank working paper. Another one is an article from the New York Times 2017, post the release of Cowspiracy. But yeah, veganism, not eco-friendly. Destroying the Amazon, totally cool, totally fine. 90% of Amazon rainforest destruction, but due to animal agriculture, totally cool. 7 million pounds of shit every minute in the United States from cows and animals, totally cool. And pigs, totally awesome. That's eco-friendly. Yeah, I got it. I get it. Makes so much sense, Quan. I totally get it. You can't go vegan. You got to have all that poop and Amazon destruction. I should get heading out too, Johnny Bravo. I'm feeling pretty chill. You timed him out for 30 minutes. He's out for 30 minutes next time. He'll be out for 24 hours. Yeah, this is just complete nonsense. Oh, I would go vegan if it were more eco-friendly. Like, really? Yeah, like, this is eco-friendly stuff here. Yeah. But it's like single focus. He's only focused on monocrops, ignoring the shitways, ignoring rainforest destruction, ocean dead zones from overfishing, not caring about just monocrop. That's his only thing. And again, ignoring the fact that monocrop food, like not all of it. Yeah, cows aren't fed like some of the foods he mentioned, but there's definitely fed soy and corn, the two largest, I must add, monocrops in the United States. Am I going to see Christspiracy in a movie theater? Probably not. I haven't been to a movie theater in about a year. If it comes to streaming, I'll be all over that. But yeah, I'm probably not going to make a special theater search. See if it's in a local theater, is what I'm trying to say. Some people are a worry. Are you talking about the quantity? It kind of makes you wonder about their mental state, maybe. I'm just wondering, like, why so obsessed about one thing, monocrops, and ignore the larger picture. But anyway, yeah, I'm not here to poke fun. I'm just speculating. I don't know why such an obsession with monocrops. It seems a little narrow-sighted. Is that a word? Short-sighted, narrow-focused, narrow-sighted. I don't know. If you guys have the word for me, tell me what it is. Short-sighted? No, narrow. I like narrow-sighted. It's just really narrow. They're just looking at a tiny bit. What's the word for that? Myopic. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Are any other words or synonyms? Narrow-minded? Yeah, that works. I wanted to look at how they're looking at one thing. I want to get the look part. I guess the myopic gets it better there. Nearsighted. That's what I am. But tunnel vision. Yeah, that's another good synonym there. Tunnel vision, myopic. And I'm not saying these words in a negative way if you're still watching Quantity. I'm just trying to wonder why such tunnel vision or being so myopic on monocrops when there's so many other issues of ecology. Ecology is a huge, giant field, and you're just looking at monocrops. At least tonight, that was your main concern. Maybe you got more stuff. Yeah, can't see the forest for the trees. Exactly. So focused on the trees, you can't see the broader picture. So focused on monocrops, can't see the 7 million pounds of crap. 7 million pounds of crap every minute. I wasn't talking about actual vision, but yeah, just vision metaphor. So focused on a tiny thing. Yeah, just looking at can't see the forest for the trees. But thank you guys. Ignorant. No, yeah, being myopic like that is kind of a form of ignorant. They're not one and the same, but in this kind of context, it is unintentionally ignorant. If you're so overly hyper-focused on one tiny aspect and can't see the whole picture, that kind of makes you that. But anyway, I'm not here to bag on you, Quantity, or anything like that. I'm just saying we can come back next week and talk about something else if you want. But moving on. Can't see the forest for the crops. AJ. Yeah, maybe so. Maybe the Quantity and Bob took the same philosophy classes, huh? It's quite possible, huh? The philosophy class where no matter how many times you show them the definition of veganism, oops, I don't have it here. How many times you show them the definition of veganism, they always come back with something else. Like Quantity was talking about ecology and farming methods. And I saw Bob left a comment this week. I think on that video about that bro that stopped being vegan because he wasn't feeling energy and all that, Bob left some kind of comment which once again demonstrated he doesn't understand what veganism is. He said, no, veganism is a diet. I thought that was his comment. Anyway, yeah, it's funny how some people just don't understand what veganism is. No matter, I could show this a million times, literally, and it's still just it just goes right past a lot of these people. That's funny, AJ. Yeah, I remember that guy that thought, veganism, that guy that thought that veganism should be debunked because I wear glasses. Like, what does that have to do with anything? Again, let's look at the definition of veganism. What does it say that vegans have perfect vision? And if you had shit vision or crap vision before going vegan, veganism is magic and like restores your eyesight to 2020 or something like that. It's like, people are ridiculous. Yeah, Bob does get an F in veganism in that he just doesn't accept or understand that veganism is about having a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. It always brings it back to some kind of diet thing or saying, hey, there's other definitions. Yeah, true, but I mean, let's look at the logical consequences of people that don't include the animal ethical component in veganism. It means that you could have vegan big game hunters. Yeah, they're eating a plant-based diet, but they go and shoot animals in their free time. Like, how could you be vegan big game hunters? It's absurd. Anyway, Yeah, veganism isn't magic, Fritz. I'm sorry to point that out to you. Did I break the magic thing here for you? I'm sorry. It's like Santa Claus isn't real. Oops, I'm letting them all out tonight. No, I don't dream of vegetables at night. I'm sorry. Do you? Suba Duba, where have you been? I haven't really seen you around our live stream much. You fit in well here. You should come back. We do this every Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific. It's 8:23 Pacific. So, whatever time it is right now, subtract 2 hours and 20 minutes. That's when we start. You should come back on Fridays. That's what we do. We gather and talk about any and all things vegan. And, sometimes we talk about other stuff too, as you saw. Yes, James, I have my banana smoothie almost every day. Sometimes Angie, though, will make us some kind of breakfast. Like sometimes in the morning we'll walk out. When it's not raining, go walk to the little coffee shop around the corner. I'll get me a decaf. Sometimes when I'm feeling daring, I'll get a half calf. And we'll sit out and read the news or something like that. I'll do some work on the iPad and then come back in and she'll make us like a tofu scramble or just egg thing or something like that. But the rest of the days, though, like today, I went to the gym, came back, slammed down my smoothie right away. Yeah, Heidi, wouldn't it be something if actually eating vegan cleared your vision for the morality of it? That would be amazing, huh? Giovanni, where are you at? Are you in California? Because I know Northern California is getting hit with some crazy rain. Peter, could I eat an entire day $5? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could do that. It'd be like bananas or oats for breakfast, and the rest of the day just having stuff like legumes and potatoes with some vegetables, obviously. But I think it could be done. It might be a little tough. Solano County, yeah. It's rough up there today. I'm glad at least for us down here, we've gotten pelted so hard in Southern California. Not to say you guys haven't either, but we're gonna not get as hit hard by this current Pacific storm. Allison, when you went vegan, you didn't realize you signed up for all this crap, right? Exactly. There's a lot of crap, huh? Now, thanks for sharing that paper there, Suba Duba. That sounds like it should help out the Kwane. If Kwane is interested and still here with us, check that out. Google it. Wow, I've never had a dream like that, Metalhead. You've had dreams, nightmares. You sleep about having to quit veganism? Wow, I haven't had that yet. At least not that I can remember. Yeah, carrots are good for your eyes, Peter and Uncle, but yeah, I don't think they magically stop you from needing eyeglasses, right? Even though they're healthy, good for your eye health. But, nowhere does it say when you look up carrots in science, oh yeah, if you were wearing glasses before, just eat more carrots and you'll be cool. You can throw your glasses away. Wow, so you guys have nightmares about having to not be vegan or something like that? Wow. Wow, I must have boring dreams or something. Wow, Suba Duba is a wealth of information on this topic. Thanks, Suba. All right, any quick last minute questions or stuff here? I am burnt, man. I feel really tired. Veganism debunked. 56-year-old man went to the gym today, played or didn't play basketball, did basketball workouts, and he's tired. 2.5 hours into a live stream. Uncle, you're surprised when you wake up? I don't know if that's the emotion I have when I wake up. It's like, whoa, where am I? What's going on? VLAM, if I could only learn one new thing from now on, what would it be? Whoa. Wow, that's a good one. Wow, I don't know. If I could only learn one thing, that's a tough question, VLAM, because I always like to learn weird things. Like every year I'll learn something or a few weird new somethings. And I don't make that like as a New Year's resolution. It just kind of happens organically. And I'll just kind of like, well, who would have thought? I look back at the end of the year that, gee, I would have learned about X, Y, or Z this year. So I can't, I wouldn't want, I couldn't answer that question. But anyway, guys, you're going to get going, Robert. Remember, Sunday, about 4 hours earlier than normal is our planned time. Around that time, 2 p.m. Pacific, to do the Happy Fam live stream with the beautiful and talented Angie sitting next to me here. Dual vegan power. And I will get some rest by then, AJ. Hopefully I'll have my energies all back, strong and full vegan powers by Sunday. We will see. I'll try to take it easy tomorrow. But yeah, make sure if you want to see that, you're one of our Happy Fam. And it's cheap. You can just do it for $1.99 1 month. See if you like it. Get the extra little perks that you guys get as Happy Fam. And one of them is the Happy Fam only live streams. And that's when Angie makes herself present. Even though I thought she did one on New Year's Eve for everyone to see. But yeah, so that'll be Sunday. And Peter, I'll check my inbox on Instagram for some video ideas for next week. I'll start looking now. Try to be early. Try to get a video out earlier rather than like the last minute. I'm just glad I got one out Tuesday of this week. So I'll see if there's any good things to talk about. So yeah, looking forward to seeing y'all. So Jill, I noticed you're not a Happy Fam member yet. So you have some time. The link is in the show description here or on any of our YouTube videos. It's one of the first things you see after like what the show's about. Like Ryan discusses this lame guy, or whatever. It's right after that. And it's also on the YouTube homepage for Happy Healthy Vegan. So yeah, there's ways to find it if you're not a Happy Fam member already. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. And don't worry, for all the non-Happy Fam members, we're still here for you. We'll be back next Friday. Same thing, same plan, 6 p.m. Pacific. So yeah, it's not like you have to be a Happy Fam. Just a little way to get together and know that only Happy Fam, like people who are really vegan are there. But sometimes like when we gift memberships, like tonight Bob got one and stuff. So but he says it'll be at church, hopefully. So hopefully that'll be the case. But anyway, it's a safe place for everyone. It's chill. No one comes and debunks veganism. We all just hang out and have a good time, as it should be, guys. So thank you again for being here with me on a Friday night. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for all your super chat tips tonight, everyone. AJ, Produce Not Pills, Vegan Metalhead, Peter, Don Jackson, and Jamit. Thank you guys. Appreciate the donations. They really help out with our little channel here, keeping it going, keeping our activism going. Every little bit helps because we don't make that much off our videos anymore. So thank you. All right, guys, I'll see you guys. Me and Angie will see you guys Sunday. Looking forward to it. It's always fun to do the Happy Fam live stream. So much love, peace, love, and remember, don't suck, be vegan. See you guys. Love you guys.